Wake up and smell the sea coming through the window, and I see birds fly by. I can dream of summer days when nothing's going to stop the imagination of the young world. We're so poisoned, my friends. We're poisoned by the lies that they spoon feed us every day, and some choose to eat it and ask for more. But if you're like me, you see, what's truly right for me. And I know it can't be you and what you stand for, 'cause it's against the light. And I just can't stand it now. I see the world falling down. Yes, it's resounding hatred. It's just bubbling over through the days and into the night. So we join here and we pray in our own way, and we laugh and we sing and we cry. If necessary, just let it out. 'Cause that's what it has to be. Just remember that the answers are not inside a book. They're in your moments. And if you dig within, you find yourself in there, and don't listen to the naysayers, no. 'Cause they don't know, no, they don't know. They don't know what you're made of, and so don't you. Are you ready to dig in and show them? 'Cause I'm over people saying they think I can do. I'm gonna show, I'm gonna Stop you, that's right, and only you can stop you. Are you going to listen to them? Are you going to be true to you? What I intend to do every day. It's Sunday. It's Mark Pires. I was walking down the road real today, looking for another way to ease my mind and help my living. It's real talk. It's the daily variety show, Mark Pires Real Talk. I'm here to connect with you, to amplify your current state, and I'm here with you on day 755 in a row of the Mark Pires Real Talk show. And we're going to get into it, just like we do every day. So head to YouTube, to DLive, subscribe, ding the bell. And honestly, you know what's interesting here as I'm looking at this? It does not look right. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can clean it up. Yeah, I'm still showing my nose is all coming through all weird. But look, you know what? This is the first run. We're giving it a shot. Never done this before with a green screen. And we're officially rocking and rolling with like some sort of NBC background. You see I threw the little Mark Pires Real Talk. Look, right there. Right there. Yeah. So now we're literally here with our own backdrop. This is weird for me. But you know what? We gotta try to work it out and do something different, right? Especially because the backdrop I had was so bland. We were talking about it the other day. I'm like, such a bland backdrop for a positivity platform. Like, oh, blue background that says Real Talk on it. Ooh, how dare you? Hold on now, man. So you're going to have a blue background. So people want to just kind of get sad when they come see your show. Is that what you're doing? Well, what's wrong with you? Oh, let's get the most bland background in the world. And maybe people will, like, leave feeling worse than they did when they came to the Real Talk program. How dare you? I can't figure you. This is the first Dick Facce bit on a green screen. Brian Williams, what are you doing with this? This is how you do it? This is what you do, Brian Williams? I can't figure you out. So look, every time I go back, my nose disappears, my hand. So I'm still trying to figure it out, to be honest. Maybe if I sit closer, it will be okay. Like, no, see, now my head disappears. I don't know. Guys, it's the first run at it. So it's kind of exciting, but it's also a little bit weird. Do you guys want to see what the music background looks like? Like when I grab a guitar and we get rocking on a guitar? Let's just see what that has. Oh, Gus, I got my guitar over here. By the way, ordered new wires. One of them came today. The one that's making the noise, because I learned that it's that one that's making the noise, because the other one I just fixed is showing up on Thursday. Come on, man. So by Thursday, we'll have perfect audio again. Lady Blue in the house. Guys, Lady Blue's our newest family member here. You can go and join the family below. You'll see a thing that says join. And I'm going to actually grab the link in a few seconds and shift it to you guys in case you ever want to support the program. You can go and join the... Hold on a minute. All right, let me get in here and just see if I can grab this for you. I didn't realize this was here. We need the woohoo. We need the woohoo. Yes. Give it to me, Zabrowski. If you want to join the fam. Woohoo! Right! There's nothing in this world like a woohoo. You could be in the middle of like a 6-hour traffic jam, right? You're sitting there, you just want to get the heck home. You're starving. Some dude drives by in his 18-wheeler. He's like, woohoo! You're like, yeah! Oh, that's right, 6 hours of traffic. That's what happens. The woohoo will make you do that. So who's a master at green screen who can help me figure out why I'm getting that going? I don't know. It's actually looking better than it did. I'm tweaking it, and I think it looks a little better. We have a few new toys coming this week, so hopefully I'll be able to perfect it. And Deflustrated in the house. Guys, we have a very exciting thing going on tonight. I'll tell you what it is in a moment. We are going to get a call in from Jennifer. She's going to be calling. Jennifer Collins is calling in to discuss basically lots of cool stuff. So I'm going to bring her in a second here, okay? But I wanted to quickly show you what the Real Talk screen is going to look like. Check this out. Ready? This is when we go play songs. What? Guys, you want to go to the... Come out to the show. First of all, I got to do this. And then I got to move my screen over. Hold on. Where am I? How dare you? I can't figure you out. I have no idea what you're doing. There we go. Hey, look at that guy. He's over there in the middle now. That's what I'm talking about. Guys, so when we're here, we're playing a show. We're playing at an actual venue now. It still looks a little green around my head. I got to figure that out, guys. Are we live on this? Yeah, it's there. So anyway, okay, let me bring Jennifer on. We'll play some music in a little bit. But for now, we're going to have a conversation going. Now, this is going to probably not look as good. Do a background of the inauguration that was pre-recorded. Ooh, I like that. And I could go, look, I took over. I'm coming back. They said they didn't like the Sleepy Poo. Yeah, he's changing too much, right off the bat. Like, oh, let's close the Keystone. Really? You ought to close the Keystone because you like Budweiser? Sleepy, are you serious? Did you take a nap through that one? Like, what happened? Oh, Kamala. She came in and she was like, sign here. Yeah, that's right. That's what all of it's going to be like with this dude. So let me see if I can go over here and bring Jennifer into the program. Let's see. Jennifer, are you there? Hold on a minute. It's to start video. This is what I'm trying to do right there. You can't figure that out. Jennifer. There she is.
Hold on just a second. I got to go turn my phone on.
Okay, yeah, turn the volume down so we can get you rocking and rolling. My backdrop's really weird here, guys. Like, I have some silly backdrop here of, like, beat seat stuff. You know what? Forget that. Let's leave it like this. Do you like my beat seat background? Jennifer, how are you? Hold on, ready? I'm going to bring you in.
Dude, I thought you forgot me.
No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure this out right now. Hold on one second. I'm getting you in. No, you know what happened was today was an absolute crazy day. I didn't expect, I thought I'd be live a lot earlier, and we had like a family gathering thing, and I didn't get home until really late. And then from there, I ran down here just to like quickly throw on that, hey, I'll be live soon. And I'm like, holy cow, I can't believe it's 10:30 already. So,
are we on live right now?
We're live. I'm just trying to get you live so people can see you right now. For some reason, I don't see it. Okay, hold on. Here it is. I have to bring you into Zoom and find you. For some reason, you disappeared. Let's see if I can find this again. This is really weird. You're not showing up now. Give me 1 second. I'm working on this. I'm working on it. So I see you there. That's right.
Yep.
But then when I look for you here, let's just go back into Zoom. Give me a Zoom over there. Who's on with us, guys? We're going to be kicking it tonight with Jennifer. She's going to be giving us some great information. All right, so that showed me something. Something's showing up there. Let's see if I can get you back up. If I go back into Zoom meeting again. Give me the Zoom meeting. Yeah, there we go. Jennifer, how are you? Hold on, I need a background, I realize, because my background is currently gone. It's gone. I did this whole thing with a green screen, Jennifer.
I can see you have a piano behind you.
Let's do this. We're going to do the daily main shot. No, where's the back shot? I just did this new thing. Beat seat, green screen. Daily main shot. Let's just try that. No, that's not it. All right, I'm just trying to figure out how to get my thing to show up over here, and it's not working. But you're there. You're there. So first of all, let's start chatting away. How are you doing?
Good. I was excited to talk to you because Artist First Radio Network, the owner, wants to talk with you Monday.
What?
Yes.
I am very excited about that.
Yes. Yes.
What do I have to do? Just like call?
Yeah, well, I was going to give you his phone number, but I don't want everybody else to hear it.
No. But yeah, you know what you could do is just, we could discuss that offline. Totally. But
okay, that's fine.
That's amazing. Holy cow. So
I sent him some of your information, and he watched some part of your show, and he like texted me then and said, yes, definitely have him call me.
That is amazing.
He normally doesn't answer on weekends, but he'll answer me. And then
that is so amazing.
Monday.
I'm trying very desperately to put a normal backdrop on here for myself so I don't look like this double figure thing, but just don't mind me while I'm sitting here.
That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, if you see me on the screen, it looks really weird. Like I'm sitting in front of myself. It's kind of a weird thing. So I'm working on that backdrop thing, but real quick, okay, let me just see if I can figure this out. I have no idea what I'm doing here.
You go ahead. I was going to put my mask on, but
I got it.
That's only because I heard on the news that
you got to wear your mask.
Coronavirus, is in the computers now. So I don't want to catch a virus.
You know what? I've heard the same thing. I have heard the same thing, that the viruses are everywhere. So tell me a few things about yourself. I know you have your own radio show.
I did, and I took a break from there for a while. My mom ended up she's kind of going through some of the death process stuff right now. So I've taken a sabbatical for a little while.
Now, what was the sabbatical because of that, or do you have other reasons?
Yeah, it was that. It was a combination of some things, some private issues, but yeah, it was. And I know Scott would like to see me back on there, so I'll probably eventually get back on there.
Well, I think you should, because I think it's therapeutic. Obviously, you remember that. But
my archives and all my shows are still up there.
They are.
Yeah, it's under the archives. Jennifer Collins, Crypto Truth Seekers, Artist First Radio Network. I've got Bill Burns and some other people, like I said.
If someone can actually put that on, just maybe drop that on the link there so everybody can grab it. That would be great. I'm thinking right now that if I do this, I may actually get that to work now. Let's just see. Let's just check and see what the screen looks like. No, I'm still looking weird. I can't figure it out. But regardless of that, I'm thrilled to have you on. I wanted to discuss many things with you, but you wanted to call specifically. Is there anything you wanted to talk about?
Whatever you want to talk about. So I'm good with that. Like if you want to talk about UFOs, you want to talk about ghosts, hauntings, things like that. It's whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, I'm up for ghosts and for hauntings. But I mean, hauntings specifically obviously are a little bit different than a ghost. Like a haunting is something that's prolonged. And, you know, for example, I used to love the Ghost Hunters show.
Yep, one of my favorite too.
My son is into this silly thing now, the Ghost Adventurers. Have you seen this thing?
With Zach?
Yeah. Now, I haven't seen it in a while, but I felt like they were always trying to find things instead of trying to disprove. And I thought that I liked the Ghost Hunters approach of trying to disprove hauntings. And if you can't disprove it, then you're left with, a haunting.
Well, Zach likes to provoke them, and he gets scratched a lot.
He gets trashed?
Yeah, that's on that show. I have a really good friend, and he should be on TV here pretty soon, Ross Allison with a ghost. And I've interviewed him It's on my YouTube shows. You can see him on my YouTube. But he has the tours in Seattle for underground, but he's also gone internationally everywhere, and they've been wanting him to come on TV for the longest time. They've been begging him to do this, and he says, but I'm not going to make up shit. You know, I'm not going to make up stuff. Mm-hmm. So basically, he said it's still in the making. We're still working on it. But he goes in, he tries to debunk things, but they do get some really interesting stuff. He's got some great stories and tales, that's for sure.
Well, that's the thing that I'm really interested in, and like even doing this, having you on the air with me is awesome, because I want to start doing this on a daily. Every day I want to have a guest. This is my thought on this. I don't know how to make it, a reality, but if I'm live every day, I should have somebody on just like this, a chat, just talk about life.
I can't see the chat room, but I want to say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Guys,
hi, Quiet Soul.
Oh, Quiet Soul's here kicking it with us. Saved by Zero, Giggles is here, G513, RS5150, Closix here. Everybody's here hanging out. Alien Believers in the house. And hey, speaking of that, Alien Believers. So you did say you're in a part of the country where you happen to see a lot of aircraft that just...
I've been in 2 parts of the country. I was in Arizona for several years, and now I'm up in the state of Washington, but I'm not too far from Troutdale, which is where James Gilliland's ranch is, and he sees them every night practically.
Really?
They've had the Air Force, they've had Boeing, they've had lots of military out there checking it out because they know it's real.
Well, it's so real. It's so real. The fact that
I've had a few sightings here that I've seen personally.
Tell me about something that you were just blown away by.
One that I was really blown away by was waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and it was summertime. It was pretty hot, and I actually went out on my porch. Not exactly sure why I felt led to go out on my porch, but I did. And it was like 2 o'clock, and there's this huge light out there. And at first I thought maybe it's a star or something, but then it started to move.
Okay.
And then it moved over here, and then it moved over there, and it would sit, and then it would move over here, and then slowly was kind of descending. And it was so big that if this thing was close enough, it probably would have been the size of a football field.
Wow.
I called MUFON the next day, and they Googled everything that they could see, and they said, nope, not meteors, not satellites, nope, you saw a UFO. But that was just amazing. Like, it was specifically right in front of my view, like it was watching where I was at. Who else was up at 2-something in the morning? Somewhere on a weekday, I think it was, or whatever.
Wow. I've seen, that's the thing I was talking about recently too, is in the distance. I could see some things really, almost if you're looking not directly at it, like you're looking just off maybe a couple degrees and you could just see something there peripheral. And then you're just, you all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, what is that? Nothing moves like that. Satellites move like that, but this is way too far away to be a satellite. And that's the thing that has always baffled me as I'm looking around. I'm saying, well, if I see this with the naked eye, what about the people who actually have the ability to see deeper into space? They have to see some things moving around. There's no way that they're...
They absolutely do. So they have at in Graham Mountain in Arizona, they have what's called the Lucifer Telescope. Don't know if you've ever heard of it.
No. Tell me about it.
The Lucifer Telescope. So it's there saying, oh my gosh, we see UFOs all the time. Not a big deal. So they do. And I think that's what they're looking at. That's what I think they're looking for. I think this is part of Space Force. We won't go into too many details. I don't want us to get cut off the air or anything like that. But
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you. If you think about, we lost the greatest president, but we had someone in here who was thinking about the future, really thinking about the future of this country, thinking about where this human race goes in the next 15 to 20 years. And, not to get too much into the weeds, but I watch a lot of the, I'm from the future, you know what I mean? Like, I'm always into that stuff. And there's this one guy who's like, yeah, in 2029, we're going to be visited for the first time. The whole world is going to be like, okay, it exists. Not only that, but they came here to like speak to us specifically. Now, is that true or not? I don't know, but I think it happens, whether it's in the next 7 to 9 years, like they're saying, or if it's really, in the next 3 years or 5 years, we're going to have, contact is going to happen because of the ability we have this between the cell phone technology. There's a few cell phones that provide ridiculous megapixel, quality. And if you can get something that can actually, zoom in enough to get one of these really good images. Because the other thing that's an issue is I see people people grab as much footage as they can, but you just can't grab UFO.
I put a bunch of video up a long time ago, and I took all my videos down. I had a YouTube channel. I had hundreds of different videos, but I did that. Of course, I don't know if you're into the chemtrails or any of that stuff, but I didn't even know they were out there until I was in Arizona and everybody was pointing them out to me. And I'm like, oh my goodness, the skies are checkerboard. So I started catching UFOs on video. And interestingly enough, and it doesn't really even matter whether anybody believes me or not. And I was like, 3 hours from Sedona? No, not even that. Hour and 45 minutes. But I had several of these spacecrafts that were coming around my home. Mm-hmm. And then the next thing I would know is I'd wake up in the morning and open up my curtain, and right on the shelf, the little windowsill there'd be rocks. There'd be like a rock there. And I'm going, did they just come into my home and put this rock from outside? And there was nobody else that could do this. So I don't know how that happened. But it was almost like they were saying, hey, we know we're there. We're almost like they were my guardian or something. It's really weird.
I think we talked about this when you called in. I feel like they do have a specific, list of people that they would be keeping a track, so somebody who was visited maybe, says, I was visited. There's a very good chance that it wasn't just that they were visited, that now they are a subject. Now that they're literally is the next 50 years, this person's going to be observed by these people and they won't know it. And maybe sometimes they will. Everyone else will just think the person's crazy. But the Captain Bird stuff, the Admiral Byrd, all the information, that's really quite mind blowing. For someone in the late 50s, 60s to be talking about this. And I truly believe that somebody of that caliber wouldn't make stuff up like this. The people who are in the Air Force flying these planes in Iran and all over the world that see these things, they're not making up stories. These are the most highly trained individuals on the planet, and they're telling you something they saw, and then you're like, you're crazy. We're the only ones. It's like... No,
not true.
So funny.
And if anybody asks any questions in the comment section, because I'm not really watching it right now. I had
me neither. I have a problem with that.
I was talking to Brian earlier. Be happy to answer any questions. There's so much that we can talk about, Mark, about this. So I had quite a few followers before when I had my old YouTube show, and some of them were in the military.
Really?
So they would tell me in emails offline, like, I'm, sometimes when they'd have to go on duty, they'd say, well, I can't communicate anymore because I've got an assignment. But they were telling me of stuff about UFOs. And then they were telling me, be careful what you say or what you do, because we don't want you showing up missing sometime. And I'm like, okay, I get it. So from what I understand, there's good and there's bad, and it's that way, just like with all parties and all, every group that's out there, there's always the good and the bad. And it's the same way, I guess, with the
grays or whatever they call them.
Aliens, one being that I did see, and again, people that know me, know this. And so you guys, I know it's going to sound a little bit shocking, but I did have one actually walk through my wall one time.
What?
Yes, in Boise, Idaho. And it happened twice in a 3-year period of time. And all I can tell you was I told it to get out of my room. I thought it was like maybe demonic or something, and it grabbed me by the arm and it was trying to pull me, and it put sleep paralysis on my husband at the time next to me. And it was pulling me, telling me its name. Part of its name was Virgo. And I'm like, oh, you're just, I don't care what your name is. Let me go. And I'm sitting here wrestling with it. I'm not kidding you. And I finally break free, and I roll over and fall off the other side of the bed, right over my husband. Didn't even wake him up. Ran out of the room, come back in, and it was gone. But this being, this creature, actually looked like the moon, the color of the moon, the way the moon is glowing.
Yeah.
It was solid, but holographic looking. And I'm telling you, I had no idea I was ever going to get a visitation. Ever.
Wow.
So
Unbelievable.
I'm telling you, they're real. And I can't, I mean, I wish I could say they weren't, but I really can't deny that story.
Wow. You know what? I think that situations like that can either be taken one or two ways. Either it's a deep sleep dream that was believed to be reality, or it really happened. You know what I mean? And people need to start opening their eyes and their ears, because at the end of the day, so many things do exist that we don't believe exist. And, I know this to be true because this show's about positivity and energy, and I see how energy affects people on a daily, positive and negatively. And so when I see, people saying, oh, well, that doesn't exist, or we're the only things, there's no such thing as that. They say that 99% of the animals and the species that have existed on this planet are extinct. That's crazy. That means we're part of the 1%, and all the other stuff that we think there's so much of. That means there's just try to imagine how much is actually never going to be seen again. And
they're talking about that with the frogs now too, and so they're saying that the mosquitoes are going to just overtake everything if the frogs start, less and less frogs.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, see, that makes a lot of sense. And then we know also the honeybee issue. We have Maryam Hanane, who's one of our family friends here, and she's been on the show 9 or 10 times. And she did a movie called something of the bees. I can't think of the name right now. I'll remember it, and I'll send you guys the note. It's a great movie. Ellen Page was the voiceover, who I think is now Al Page or something like that. I'm not sure. Changed from boy to girl or girl to boy. I don't know if you guys heard about that one. That's a whole other thing. But anyway, she is, her perspective is how important the bees are. And if we don't save the bees, we're going to be extinct, And this is crazy to think about how important these little bees that most of us are terrified of or smack and kill whenever we see them. But they really, we don't exist without Valley of the Bees. Is that what it's called? No, it's not called Valley of the Bees. Somebody type in Maryam Hanane, M-A-R-A-M, M-A-R-A-Y-A-M, Maryam. Let me type this in here. I got to get her on the show with us too one of these days, guys, because she's an investigative journalist, but she did this movie about the bees. So anyway, this point that you're making is valid. The mosquitoes will overrun the population. Well, not to mention diseases, viruses that we're seeing are being transmitted.
True, they had West Niles big time in Boise, Idaho for a few years. That was there. So
yeah, that's right. We've had a lot of these things, right, Jenny? Now. Do you like Jenny or Jennifer?
You can call me either one.
Okay, I'm going to call you Jenny Iffer. Jenny Iffer.
I've been called Jeffiner before too. So.
Now I know Brian's in here in the chat somewhere, although I don't see a chat from.
He is. He's out of town, or he would have been on here. So. He said he'd hop on the chat.
Yeah, I'm glad that he is. So basically,
but tell me, are the comments coming in there? Are people like going, yeah, right? We really believe you're on this.
Let me go back and see. I think that.
Or are they open to the possibility of stuff?
I think people here are absolutely open up to the possibility. Let me look back and see.
It doesn't matter to me, but
I would think that most people. I speak common sense mostly, and I feel like if something like I said is very true, it's either absolutely accurate, real, or you dreamed something so real, which I've had happen before too, where you're like, that happened, but
I've done that before.
Yeah, but I happen to believe what your story is compelling, and I'd like to believe it because I think that they have that power. I think they have the ability to walk through walls. I think they have the ability, obviously, to cloak themselves. So why would they not be able to say, you know what, I'm going after Jenny Iffer, and I'm going to go.
So here's my take on it, because they saw some miraculous healings that I've done.
Tell me about that. Tell me about the healings you've done, or tell me about how you came across it.
I just started realizing it when I was a teenager, and every time my dog or animal or something was suffering, I'd be wanting to take care of it all night long. And I would do the best that I could just in my own power. I'd be like trying to give it an aspirin or something like you know, to help it with a favor or whatever. So just to give you an idea, and I'm sorry if you keep hearing this buzzing noise, it's because my emails keep popping up and I don't really know how to stop that right now.
Oh no, you're fine. I didn't actually hear it at all.
Okay, good. So I just started realizing that when I was, you know, would lay hands on people, things like that, that they were getting healed. And you know, and I was also part of a ministry for a while too. So I really believe that the faith that you have, the trust and the belief that you have, that you connect with Source, plays a huge part in it. I've seen broken necks healed, cancer, gosh, you name it. I've seen skin problems, things along that line. But I attribute it to a lot of my meditation and my prayer times that I have.
I think that makes sense. You're connecting to, like you said, you're connecting to Source, to the Source energy when you do that. You know, there's something about calm. If you can find the sense of calm and you're in that moment where you're trying to help somebody and you truly believe you can, anything is possible. And you kind of opened my eyes up because I said, I don't know how I'm doing things, or I'm not doing it right because nobody told me anything. I'm just doing it this way. And you're like, it doesn't matter if you believe, and that's the way you get to Z from A, go with it. You know, it's not necessarily that you have to follow Jenny's Fur's way of doing it. You got to do it your own way, you know? And I think that's actually, that's some really straight up real talk, because life is about doing everything your own way. Not only just because that's the way you find who you are, but also when you do things your own way, you start to really show people who you are. It's two different things. You're figuring out who you are, and you're also letting people know who you are. And that's important.
How did it make you feel the first time you did that and you saw some result?
So I was in college, and I had a friend who had told me about this and said, oh, you know, this is the way they explain it. Put your hand on someone's head when they have a headache, and you just pray and ask God to take the headache away. Okay. And when you get to a point where you're connected enough and you feel your arm get hot and it starts to hurt, take your arm away and wash it off in a sink. I'm like, what? So me being the crazy, I don't know, I'll try anything. So I was like, I'm going to go and try that. And I did it. And I remember specifically praying and asking the Lord, or what I figured to be the Spirit, the Source, to take it away. Because I'm like, it's not me. I'm asking them to take it. And I sat there, and when I felt that arm get really warm and it was like, it started to hurt, I washed my whole arm off with cold water. And I looked at my friend and I was like, I just was laughing. I was like, how do you feel? Like, how's it going? You know? And it was the funniest thing when you see someone do this, they go, I think it's gone. And I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah. And I said, shake your head. They're like, no, it's gone. I'm like, and then, so that was the start of what I think has been somewhere around 23 times that this has happened. There was one time in those entire occasions where I didn't feel totally connected and the person said it was sort of gone, but every other time it was gone. And recently I've been doing it a lot more for my wife. And she always thinks I'm crazy until I do it. And then she's like,
I think, isn't it Keith in your chat room that is in the hospital right now, and he's been mending from some back surgery or something?
Yes, Keith. Keith is here. Yeah.
Keith, are you there? And
Keith, are you with us right now? Yeah, Keith is in here, my brother.
Hey, brother.
We got a nice group here with us. I would
like to meditate something out towards his direction, because he's been laying around a lot.
Please do.
And this is the only thing that keeps him going right now, I feel. This is what I'm feeling. Like, I believe that he believes in God. I believe he believes in Source, but I just think that he needs this tangible community, and it's been just giving him that life force to just kind of help him to get through it. And so, Mark, with your healing ability, I'm into remote healing, remote viewing, remote healing type stuff. And Quantum Touch teaches that too. And so with your help, let's just begin right now. And I know this is going to sound weird. Touch the screen. No. just put your hand out, Mark. Breathe really deep all the way down. Breathe out the fiery air out of your hand. And Keith, we just want to send you some loving, healing energy. If anybody says to this mountain, to this sickness, to this disease, be thou removed and be thou cast in the sea, and they do not doubt, it shall be. And I believe that. It doesn't take anything too religious. You don't have to say anything too religious. We just believe right now for you to be touched, Keith, and that your healing starts happening right now, and it speeds up. It's quick. It's going to happen quicker. You're going to feel it, brother. You're going to feel it. Thank you.
I'm tying on the end here, dude, just so you know. While you were saying for Keith, I'm thinking about Keith and also for Christine.
Is she there too?
Christine is out right now. She's healing from cancer.
Okay, let's just everybody in the chat room. Let's put our energy and our thoughts and our love and our prayers towards Christine. And that we just command that cancer to go. We just break its power. We break that curse of cancer that tries to come on people. It just plagues people, Father. Too many people. We just thank you for that going and releasing right now. Source of all, thank you so much. Yeah. I love to, and I got to the point, Mark, where I would say my prayer or my meditation, and I would totally leave it into Source's hand and not even worry. Is this going to happen? Is it not going to happen? Is it going to come to pass? Is it not going to come to pass? And I just found that when you do that, you actually have no worry. Your faith is even greater, and you just know that whatever amount, it's going to help them. It's going to help them some way.
That's a really great way to think about it, because, and I'm enjoying the way you did that, because the way I usually do it, I did one for wages, a few for wages. I created a prayer of perpetuity for them, but I always see it as building all that energy and then shifting it out at once and just pushing it out into the screen. But I liked how you're connecting and holding. I thought that was really very powerful.
And it depends on who it is. Like if I feel it resonate within me that it's something really strong that really needs to be broken, that maybe, on a rare occasion, I'll maybe know that somebody kind of cursed you or said something that actually put that whammy on somebody or whatever. And then I'll be a lot more bolder with it. But I also know that I picture in my mind, even if I don't know exactly what they think, what they look like, I have a feeling of their energy. And I just picture it as being, just expanding and healing and loving and growing and all this stuff. So just sending them lots of love.
I think that's the key.
Love never fails.
It doesn't. Someone said to meme earlier, they said if this is pretty interesting because all the memes now are all like political and they're like negative, but and this was sort of negative, but not in the way you'd expect. They said if smiling at plants helps them grow quicker and healthier, yes. Imagine if people smiled at each other. If humans smiled at each other. And it reminded me of my quote, a smile has an energetic value that costs zero to the currency holder. We're so consumed with our lives, we forget to smile at each other and help each other up out of our funks. We're all in a funk. You're not the only one. We're all in a funk.
That's so funny that you said that, because I ran into this massage therapist the other day and I said, oh my God, your smile is so gifted. I said, for some reason, you have one of those gifted smiles. I said, start smiling at everybody that you see, because
Absolutely.
It's going to be healing for them.
Absolutely.
Whether it's your hand, whether it's your smile, whether it's your voice, whether it's your word. And if I do this, it's because I'm kind of warm. I'm sorry.
You're warm right now? Lucky for you.
I swear up in Washington
degrees.
Here, we're changing into the Florida's weather. It's been feeling more and more like spring lately.
See, Keith says that he lives only an hour from her in Glens Ferry, Indiana.
Indiana, I'm in Washington State.
Keith, she's in Washington, brother. Yeah,
there was a Glens Ferry in Idaho.
Maybe that's what he meant. Maybe he meant was Glens Ferry, Idaho.
Maybe he's talking about from.
He did say Idaho.
Idaho.
I'm sorry, I said Indiana. He said Idaho. I don't have my glasses on.
Yeah, there is that. That's a little teeny town.
Yeah, that's where he is. So he's pretty close to you. You sent your positivity not too far away.
He's a little closer, yeah. Well, I have 2 kids that live in Boise, so you can send them, Keith, some positivity their way. I have one daughter; she's going to be a physical therapist doctor, and I have a son who's a sous chef over there. So.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you a quick question. What is your handle or your feed on YouTube? Everybody would like to subscribe over there. Can you tell? Do you know it off the top of your?
Jennifer Collins, but I know there's going to be a lot of Jennifer Collinses. You're probably going to end up seeing a little teeny logo. It's purple. It looks like a little planet, and it says Crypto Truth Seekers on it. But it's Jennifer Collins, and you'll see my color hair or whatever. You'll see some of my videos on there.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of subscribers right now.
That's okay.
I had taken a sabbatical a while ago, and I just shut everything down.
Yeah, if you can at all send the link to the chat at some point after you get on or after you finish up, and then they'd all like to subscribe.
Right.
Yeah, it's all a process, especially this YouTube, the way they like to keep people down. So. Obviously, this is the way you can hopefully get some people to figure out what you're doing. Because I want you to get back out there. I think that you need to kick things back into gear for yourself. That's what I'm sensing. In order for your personal like happiness, and also for just for the next chapter to begin. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you're about to start a new chapter. Do you feel like that?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I went through a little bit of depression, a little bit of a lull, a little bit of just not really feeling like, I could pick people up that were in my world and in my life, but I just didn't feel like being on air for a while or.
I know what you mean. On
YouTube, and yeah, I can't really explain it, but kind of along that line. So I want to start. Brian has been amazing at encouraging me. Come on, he's like, come on, you gotta do them again. And so I have a sister that lives in Saudi Arabia that's actually probably watching tonight right now.
Oh, awesome.
She lives there. She's been there for 30 years. And did
you say Rochelle? Rochelle?
No, her name is Tricia, or Patricia Collins. Yes.
Hi, Patricia, if you're here.
Yeah, if you're here, Trish. Hi. So she's like, oh, you're going to talk about UFOs? She watches the UFO program all the time.
Oh, I love that. Although I don't watch TV anymore, but I do love that show. That and Curse of Oak Island.
She does.
Only 2 shows I watch.
She watches the new one. She goes, the guy with the funny hair and all that.
Yeah, George, what's his name? Like Stephanopoulos or something? Takakoulis? What's that dude's name? He's crazy.
Yeah, something like that.
He's always like, there's Mars. They're coming from Mars. And his hair's like it's like half out of the picture of the frame.
He picks me up. He's like Kramer. Great. Remember Kramer?
Yeah, he's like Kramer. You're right.
He makes the show.
He does make the show.
But trying to remember. I have my short-term memory. Sometimes.
Well, you know what? Because I want to keep this flowing anyway. So basically, you've got this ability. You've got many abilities, but the ability you had to heal, to kind of everything you put on hold when you went through some personal things, which we all go through. And I understand that where you don't feel like doing it, and I totally get it. And it's a weird thing. I joked with people once before. I was like, I didn't ever want to stop for a day because I almost feel like I would never come back on again. It's a weird thing. Like I have a weird thing. Like if I miss the day, where there's a very good chance I just never go live again. And you're just like, whatever happened to that dude? He must have just disappeared. And like, no, I don't know. I stopped that feeling. You know what I mean? That I had to. And so that's been a fear of mine, I think, along the way. But I get it. But I think that the time has come. Again, I'm sensing we both have this ability, but I'm sensing that the time has come for you, and you're ready to step out of that cocoon and see what the next version of yourself is.
I have some degrees and certifications and stuff like that in nutrition and homeopathy and naturopathic stuff and healing and quantum touch and all of that stuff. So I'm currently even studying to be a personal trainer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. Like, can you believe I'm 86 years old and I'm studying to be a personal trainer?
Wait, you're 86? You're not 86.
Wait a minute. 85.
You're not 85? Are you serious?
No.
You can't be. You're like 60.
I just said it backwards. I'm 58.
I was gonna say, like, what are you kidding me? I was like, you can't. I'm trying to figure them out, man. Like, there's no way you're 85. Oh, although it's not
dyslexic. I said it backwards. I'm really
funny.
58.
Holy cow! And I can't see that great because the image isn't HD. It's like kind of like a little pixelated. So I'm like, but there's no way you're 85. You're out of your mind if you're 85. Joe Biden is not looking good for 78 or whatever, 79. Oh my goodness. So I do want to ask you a couple more things about this whole idea of healing and the idea that you can go big. And is there a way to generate enough minds in order to, and again, I jokingly tell people that they didn't know the show existed, but I've been just beaming light at them for the last 2+ years every day. And they have no idea, but they're getting my energy. And my thought would be is if enough of us were gathered and we were doing something like this, could we affect some positivity on a grand global scale just by doing sort of what we just did, but all of us forming almost like a global community of positivity in the moment.
Yes.
So then I've been right about it from the beginning, people.
It's one person, but you get a group of them, the more the merrier.
That's it.
The more the energy. And yeah, you get a group of like-minded people, there's nothing that can stop us now.
See, this is what I've been wanting to hear from others because if you go back enough into any of these shows, you hear me say something specific. And I've said, there will be a day, and I don't know when it is, if it's a year, it's 50 years, whatever, but we will have so many people here together and we're going to build so much energy in the moment and we're going to turn and change the world. And I know it's going to happen. I've already seen it. I just don't know when it happens. And it's an exciting thing when the positivity starts to get out there like the negativity has been out there for the last 4+ years. And when you start to see the world lighten up, ooh, it's amazing. I'm visualizing it in my mind already, where everyone's got a smile on their face. Doesn't matter how much money they got in their pocket, because everyone's happy. You know, nobody pushing each other down.
Every one of you in the chat room, every one of your visions that you're having for your life and for yourself is not just for you. You have it for you, but it's going to affect everybody else too. Because whatever it is that you're picturing, if you're picturing a bunch of people smiling, I'm telling you, Mark, you're going to be finding more people smiling, and you're affecting them. We affect each other.
We do. Every single moment.
I'd like to think we affect each other more than infect each other.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, have you ever noticed too, walking into a restaurant, you don't know who the heck that hostess is, but they smile at you and you smile back. All of a sudden you feel better. Like, well, I don't know who you are.
I know.
But it's real. Energy is real. And it's something you cannot.
Or you're at a concert and you're listening, like I was at Daryl Hall and John Oates concert,
Hall and Oates, the good old H&O.
I was at Mary Hill Winery and it was outside and I was literally center stage, couple rows back. And when he glanced over at me, I was like, oh my God, we just locked eyes. Whoa. That was so cool. It made my night. I was like, woo.
You see that? It's the amazing transference of energy. And it happens on a daily basis. The thing is, for the last 4 years, all you've been getting is negativity. It's funny. I had someone last week who say, like, I don't know, I'm not, something about this I don't like. It's like in my chat, or like I left a comment, and I'm like, what? And the guy was like, hey, no offense or anything. I get a weird vibe. And I go, really? I said, look, I can't change that. I'm me. I said, but what I can say is maybe you're just not used to seeing positivity 100%. We've been living in it for like negativity for 4 years.
There are people, seriously, if you're too happy, if you were riding on a subway in New York City all day long, you could be crying all day long and nobody will pay you any mind. But if you were laughing all day long, they would lock you up.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true.
Seriously. You're smiling, laughing all day long? Smiling
and laughing, there's something wrong with you. If you want to make people happy, there's something wrong with you. If you want to make them miserable, you have 1 million subs. It's like the reality of it, But you know what? It's a fine thing because the people that will get something from what we're doing are going to find it. And it just may take time. I love when I see someone say this. They'll specifically say, I can't believe I only found the show today. And I'm like, but you found the show. And now you've got 755 days in a row. You can go back and see any of them. They're all like this. So you found it. And that's the first step. And just always remember that there's a show every single day for the rest of your days and my days. I'll be here. That's a crazy thing to think about, but I made that commitment to myself and to this planet and to my mission.
It's a good commitment, and I've been telling people when they say, "Hey, have you caught the coronavirus yet?" And I said, "I am not a good dating match for the coronavirus.
No.
I'm not a good match.
I want to take the ivermectin.
Our energies don't line up. So no, I haven't."
You know what I want to take is that ivermectin. Have you heard about this? Okay, so here's what I heard. We should pull this up and watch it. This Senate committee, scientist gets up there. He's like a physician. He's part of this doctors, that are trying to show that there are things that you can do to stop this virus and to help people get better. And so he gets up in front of Congress, I think, and he says, look, why did we go right to novel? Why did we go right to novel instead of going through the 100 plus years of medications that we've developed and figure out if we have anything that works first before you start calling it novel, spending billions and billions of dollars on a vax that now you're forcing people to take that's killing people. Hank Aaron just died. And so, okay, forget about it. But there is something called ivermectin. I think it's what it's called. Scientist in Brazil, he decides to study this medication. He gives it to 800 frontline doctors, and 400 frontline doctors get the placebo. The 400 placebo frontline doctors, 258 got CV, okay? 258 out of 400. Out of the 800, how many do you think would have got it? I mean, you figure maybe a small amount, right, if it worked? 0.
Wow.
0. 800 took it, 800 without CV. So this guy's up there, he's saying, this is prophylactically the way we stop this virus. It's done. People won't get it anymore if you have them take ivermectin. Now, so I start looking online and just... you got to find the Senate. It's like, just type in Senate doctor ivermectin, I think, ivermectin, something like ivermectin, I think it is. I'm going to get it. I have to go to a doctor for it. You have to ask for the prescription. But the side effects are like the same thing as if you were taking aspirin. It's like there's nothing like...
Okay, hold on just a second. I'm going to grab a bottle of something that my naturopath was telling me about, okay?
Yeah, tell me about it. Ivermectin spray for chickens. Yeah, there you go. A quiet soul. There you go. You could spray that all over your tongue. You're good. You're good. Hold on now, man. So you're going to get the ivermectin? You're going to put it all over your skin? You're going to swathe yourself over there with it? And then you're just going to kind of lick it up later? And you're all better? How dare you? Oh, my goodness. They've got A Quiet Soul has the ivermectin spray. What is that?
Quercetin.
What is that?
Yeah, I have a hard time pronouncing it. And this is just from the health food store that I got. It's their generic one or whatever.
Uh-huh.
This is the most natural antihistamine you can get. It's very powerful. And
Quercetin.
Supposedly, if you take this along with zinc, lots of zinc.
Yeah.
And the good kind of vitamin C, not the ascorbic acid that's made from chemicals, but if you can find a really, really good vitamin C, that's pretty much what's going to keep you from getting it too.
Well, you know what? There's so many things now, like even vitamin E I've heard is very effective. And, so the thing is there are treatments. And I also had Dr. Fleming on here for 4.
I'm not a doctor. I need to state that. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Neither of us are doctors. But yeah. I had Dr. Fleming on here, and he was saying that the people aren't dying from CV. They're dying from what he called deep thrombosis. So basically the blood thickens and then people have like strokes and they die. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah. He goes, here's the crazy thing, Mark. Whether the people take the vax or not, the same people are going to die, because the thing that Fauci and all these other scumbags haven't said to us from the beginning, and they're starting to get out there, you still get it. You take their vax, you still get the CV if it comes your way. So here's the thing, guys. I didn't get the vax, and now I got CV. But I got the vax, and now I got CV. You still get it, okay? You don't not get CV. It's supposed to lessen the symptoms, just like a flu vax would do, right? The thing is, thrombosis starts within the first 3 days. And if you don't get on something and the vax doesn't start the antibodies within 4 days, you may actually still have that thrombosis effect, the cytokine storm within you, and you have a stroke. So it's something he believed, and this has been months since I spoke to him. I'm going to have him back on as well. But he believed whether they develop a perfect vax or not, the same people who would have died with or are still going to die without. or whatever you want to say.
And I say that Dr. Falsey, that's my name for him, Dr. Falsey.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
But explain what did you say thrombosis is now again?
Thrombosis is basically with a blood thickening. And this is the takeaway. He said the reason why HCQ works. CoQ10? What was that?
CoQ10 is just CoQ10.
But what is it for?
And it's for people, you can't take it if you're on a blood thinner, but it'll thin your blood some.
Oh, so there you go. So the CoQ10 is the same concept as HCQ. Okay, so HCQ, when people... ATP. Yeah, when they came out and they were like, hey, this is not good. People are dying from this HC. Remember? It's been around for 70 years. And people would come out from the other side, be like, it's been around for 70 years. They give it to kids. They give it to elderly people. And now all of a sudden it's bad news. Well, it's because of some false study, which we found out about. And then the news did not let us hear about. But the thrombosis was being thwarted by the HCQ because HCQ is also a blood thinner. That's why this guy, Dr. Fleming, said, he goes, HCQ is actually kind of a wonder drug in a way. It does a lot of things, not just one or two things. And one of them is it says it acts as a blood thinner. He said, thrombosis wouldn't take place. That's why when they say, well, it doesn't work, they're lying to us because absolutely it does, and it's thinning the blood so you don't get thrombosis.
I take CoQ10 every day. It gives you amazing energy, helps your liver. It helps lower cholesterol, helps your heart, your lungs. I was a distributor for it at the Costco stores for a long time.
Really?
And I was a manager of like all of the Northwest. So between Washington and Oregon, all of the Costco places. So I was basically hiring people and training them. So for this product, for CoQ10. And I will tell you that I had people coming in there where the doctors are now starting to refer people. If you're on a statin, it depletes you of your CoQ10, and this is why you have pain. This is why you have pain. So if you're on a statin, you need to take CoQ10. And so doctors were sending in people on the prescription, writing on there, get CoQ10. So, and then I would say, please come back in 30 days. If your pain's not better or whatever, come back. Tell me your story. Tell me what happened for you. And I heard the most amazing stories. Like they're telling me it's like miracle stuff for them. And I get the liquid because I like the liquid.
You know what? There's so many different homeopathic methods, or even just I mean, staying away from big pharma. This it's kind of a scary thing when their main goal is to try to keep you alive enough to milk you, right? But they really don't want to heal you. So whenever there's an actual cure for something, that guy disappears. That lady disappears. Where did that doctor go who created the cure for? You know how many cures for cancer they've had in the last 100 years?
Oh my gosh! Don't even go there. They're going to take this video down if you do. Okay,
we'll not go there. But I had Charles Pixley on, who wrote a book about this. It was called X613, X913, 913X, something like that. I have it's back in one of the feeds, guys. Take a look at it. And it was a cure. And the guy basically was like, there was a senator who wound up taking it, cured himself of cancer, and then they made it illegal in the United States right after he cured himself of cancer. Because he was probably, hooked into the big pharma, and he's like, hey, guys, there's this thing that just saved my life. They're like, oh, okay. So that was the end of that. But I think it's an interesting, world we live in where that's the goal. The goal is, okay, how do we get as much out of these people, and then we get rid of them and make room for the next? Oh, it's so funny. We just started dropping frames when I started talking about all this garbage.
I do have to ask you one favor, Mark.
Yeah.
Brian told me that I have to hear your Scarface.
Scarface? Okay. What do you want me to say as Scarface for you?
He just said that he said either that or tell him to tell you which video that he goes, he does it so good.
Oh my goodness. Hold on a minute.
Okay, so Scarface, I'll let you get in the groove.
So I'll do a little Scarface for you. Okay, check this out. You know what I should do, because we have the backdrop? Ooh, yeah. Hold on a second. Let me see.
I was going to ask you, do you have a backdrop or something?
I'm just thinking maybe we can get a backdrop of Scarface.
That'd be great.
Let's see. Scarface background. That'll really put me into the mood. Oh, no way. All right, now this is not really... Oh, gosh. Are you kidding me, guys? This is crazy. All right, let's see if we can do this.
No, you can do it.
This is going to be nuts. I found a picture of... Okay, let's see if this works. This would be ridiculous. This will be ridiculous. So when I was a kid, I loved Scarface so much. It's one of my favorite movies. I watched it 50, 60 times. And I used to do every line in the movie. And to not only just do it, but I wanted to sound just like him when I did it. So I would just play around and do all kinds of crazy stuff. But let me see if I can get this. Okay, let's see if we can get this to work real quick. Hold on, I just shut off the background. All right, this is going to be a Scarface background. Let's see, because we have to build the scene, people, okay?
Build the momentum.
Okay, there we go. Hold on a second. There we go. All right, why is it looking weird, though? I have to try to get this into the shot. Okay, there we go.
Is it supposed to be on? Because I don't see it.
It's sort of on. So basically, you remember when he's sitting at the, I have his, hold on, let me move it over here so you don't see his tuxedo in the shot. Okay, there's Sosa. Okay, so I'm sitting right here. If you see over my shoulder, that's Scarface. He's sitting at the desk with his gun in his hand. And he's talking to Frank. So Frank's on the phone. This is my favorite scene, or one of the favorite scenes in the movie, okay? So he walks in, and you see, the little Lopezers, they won 3-2 today. What'd you do, fix the ump? Tony, what happened, Tony? What happened, Tony? Somebody fixed my $900 suit. I bet it was Gaspar Gomez. I bet it was the Diaz brothers. They come to get you. I'm going to take care of them. No, don't worry about it, man. I got it. And then the phone rings. My favorite part. The phone's like, you going to get that? Oh, no, it's probably Elvira. I'll get it later. Oh, I'll pick it up, man. I tell her, okay? No, I got it, Tony. Oh, I'm gonna be home soon. You're a piece of crap, Sosa. Frank, you're a piece of crap, Frank. What are you talking about, Tony? What are you talking about? Do you know what a hassa is, Frank? A hassa is a pig. It don't fly straight. You don't fly straight either, Frank. What are you talking about, Tony? I made you. You did make me. But I never turned you. I made what I could on this side, but I never turn you. A man who don't keep his word is a hassa. God, Tony, don't kill me, Tony. Please, I'll give you $10 million. $10 million. Get you off me. Please, don't kill me. I'm not gonna kill you. Manolo, shoot that piece of shit. Shoots him in the head. Right now, he's in there. Every dog has his day. Right, Mal? I told him it didn't make sense clipping you and Eddie working for us like that. He messed up. You messed up too, Mel. Don't go too far, Tony. I'm not. You are. Shoots him in the belly. You can't shoot a cop. You can't shoot a cop. Whoever says you was one. Now, hold on a minute. Hold on. I can fix this. Oh, sure. Why don't you fix yourself a one-way ticket to the resurrection? You frickin' punk. So long, Mal. Have a good twip. Done. Dead. That's my favorite. So long, Mal. Have a good twip. I love it. He doesn't say trip. It's just twip. So long, Mal. Have a good twip. Oh, Scarface. Can't go wrong with a little Scarface.
It's good.
Well, it's not the best.
Do you remember the Pink Panther movies?
Oh, I love Peter Sellers.
I did too. And
so good.
Do you remember when he was in there and he got the Knights thing stuck on his hand and he's swinging the ball around?
Oh yeah, and he's destroying everything.
One of you did it, and then he's like, bam! And the lady goes, "You just ruined a Steinway. That's my Steinway or something like that." And he's like, "Not anymore." Not anymore.
Yeah, I loved that he would say stuff like "Keto," and he would do. That's where I got Kato from. I used to make fun of Kato.
Yeah, do that.
You know what? Also, he was doing. He's talking. My favorite scene ever of Peter Sellers is he's in front of Panton or whatever the guy's Panton. He's sitting there in the police headquarters, and he's going over the case. Maria Gambrelli. First she came to the party, and he smacks the stick on the table and it breaks, and he goes, "Pardon, you broke my pointy thing. I can't point anymore with it." And he's going like this. "You broke my pointy thing. I can't point anymore with it. First Maria Gambrelli." And he goes through the whole thing. I love Peter Sellers. I love Peter Sellers. And you know what was great is his accent wasn't like great for French, you know, but he was funny. He was so good. And that's why
when he asked the guy at the hotel clerk, he goes, "Does your dog bite?" He goes, "No, my dog don't bite." And he goes, "Rawr," and he bites him. He goes,
"That's not my dog."
"I thought you said your dog don't bite." And he goes,
"That's not my dog."
"That's not my dog."
The comedy in those set of films, guys, there's really some great stuff there. And
there's nothing like it.
There's nothing like it because, you know, the beautiful thing about the way Peter Sellers ran that show is I'm trying to get a good example of what it turned. It's almost like a Chris Farley. Okay, Peter Sellers was the first Chris Farley, where he was given he's the chief inspector, and he's but down and everybody looks at him. He's like a freaking moron, and he winds up solving the case every time. You know, it's just brilliant. And is that also how Inspector Gadget started?
You know who discovered him?
No.
Liza Minnelli.
No way.
She was dating him. Yes.
Liza Minnelli was dating Peter Sellers.
For a short period of time, yes.
Wow. Interesting. You never know where you're going to get your break, I guess. You know? Liza Minnelli.
That's true.
But I'll tell you what, he was a comic genius. And I saw all of the Pink Panther films because I bought the series, actually. I used to love film. I used to love TV shows. I used to watch. I'd come home after the end of my day and I'd put my feet up and I'd watch whatever was on. I used to tape
Remember Young
all these shows.
Frankenstein too?
Yep. I used to, Gene Wilder lived in my town.
Did he?
Yeah, and I saw him once. And he didn't really speak to me. Like I waved him and he just kind of drove away. But the town that I grew up in, he every once in a while would just show up in town. I think Paul Simon lived there for a while, Harry Connick Jr. It's a pretty crazy old, I work out of that town, but that's not where I live anymore. But I remember when I saw Gene Wilder, I wanted to just tell him how much I loved him because everything that guy did was just genius, you know? Blazing Saddles.
He was good.
Blazing Saddles.
One
of the best movies in history. You can't ever do that again. You can't ever do that one again. You know, like it's a shame. You know what? In a way, it's good because I was just talking about this today. They're coming out with another Kong versus Godzilla. Didn't that just happen 3 years ago? Like, what are we doing?
I just watched the trailer while I was waiting for you to have me on. I was watching the trailer.
Hold on now, man. So you get an original Kong. It does well. And then all of a sudden, you're like, let's do one every 15 seconds. And then people will come. No, you stink at it. Matthew Broderick. What? Who wants Matthew Broderick in anything? Ferris Bueller. Really? He took the day off. Just don't come back, okay? Who are you with? The lady from the freaking City show? Really? Oh, my goodness. I'm out of my mind.
No, and Matthew Broderick was great with Ferris Bueller's Day Off. But
good. So good. That's one of the best movies ever. One of the best movies ever. You know
I didn't like him so much when he was in the Stepford Wives one, though. He got demoted.
It's a weird thing to say, but the only thing he's ever done that's good is Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. I hope I'm not offending anybody, but the only thing that's positive that Matthew Broderick's ever done is, and maybe he did Biloxi Blues.
Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. And how about Biloxi Blues? Not terrible. Wasn't great.
Nothing like Ferris Bueller.
Nothing like Ferris Bueller. That's almost the same as, and you know who actually.
Can I grab that real quick?
Yeah, grab that. I'll tell everybody here. It's almost, guys, it's the same thing as Ryan Reynolds when he did Van Wilder. That is the greatest part in history to play, but he went up from there, and he just kept going. Like Ryan Reynolds. Is that Brian?
No, I'm letting my sister know. You couldn't find the show?
That's not uncommon.
Guy. Here, see, there he is.
That's not uncommon. This is YouTube.
Yeah, now
They're
go back onto it.
Oh, that's so lucky. We almost lost a $400 hand car. I'm not going to do it.
Right,
I gotta do it.
She's like, it came up with the guy playing the guitar. Well, she probably stood on or was on there for a few minutes going, where's my sister?
Well, maybe she'll come back on. Yeah, tell her to come back on the air.
She will.
So yeah, someone said over here, geez, we almost lost a $400 hand car. It's darn like a perfectly good $400 hand car. Oh my goodness, from Blazing Saddles. How about when he's sitting there?
How's the chat room doing?
Yeah, the chat room's kicking it. Everybody's kicking it over here. Jacqueline, how are you? I hope you got my email this afternoon. I sent you an email back. Guys, we are here day 755 in a row. We've got Jennifer Collins on. She's just giving us an overview of anything. We're just chatting, really, and having a great time. That's what we always do. Life is difficult, as we know. So if we can find some time to step away and enjoy ourselves, that's what we're trying to do. So anything else you want to share with me?
You don't
ask?
Oh.
Anything else you want to discuss specifically? I'll talk about aliens. I'll talk about anything.
Well, let's see. Let's talk about one of your hauntings.
Ooh, okay. This is a crazy one. Okay, I'm a real estate agent. And I've seen a lot of homes. I've shown a lot of homes. And I've only walked into one home that I will never go back in again. I'm in Stamford, Connecticut, and I'm working with a client, relocation client. She's with her mother and her son, and we're seeing a lot of homes. And I remember this one specifically because it was sitting right behind the high school, like the field for the high school in Stamford. And I could see it from the backyard. I'm like, well, this is probably not a great one because you could go and walk onto the field. Anyway, so I'm walking into the house with them. The way that you open a door and you walk in is you'd say, anybody home? It's a realtor, or you say it's, I'm here to show your house. It's a real estate agent, and just to let people know in case they're inside, And as I walk in, I hear someone upstairs. And so I say it again. Hey, it's a real estate agent. We're here to show the house. Nobody says a word. So I look at my clients. I'm like, you know what? Let's go in and we'll be loud so they hear that we're here because I yelled up. I don't know what else I could do. We go in. We're looking at the first floor. It's not a massive house, but we're looking at the first floor. And as we're starting to make our way to the second floor, I still hear movement. I said, hi, we're here to show the house. Is it okay if we come up? Quiet. Nothing. So I'm like, okay, hello? I said, are you here? We hear you. I said, maybe they came down while we were in that back room and they ran out the door or something. I don't know. We go upstairs. We're looking at the second floor and nobody's up there. And all of a sudden I hear someone downstairs in the kitchen. I'm like, that's weird. So I yell again. I said, hey, everybody. We're showing the house. Just so you know, we're upstairs. Nothing. I go back downstairs. There's no one there. I'm like, this is really weird, but whatever. I didn't even think 2 and 2. I'm just like, they must have ran out. They grabbed something, grabbed keys. I don't know. We go to the basement. This is where it gets really messed up. This is like a weird basement. You walk in, and at the bottom of the steps, there's a door. I don't know why, because you come down to the basement, and you'd usually be opened into a room. This had a door. You go in, and then there's a room. And then you walk into like a laundry room, and then there's another room beyond. I go through the small room we're looking at. I'm like, okay, it's a regular room. We go into the center room, which is this laundry. And as we get there, it's this really creepy yellow light, like the soft, it just reminds me of like Freddy Krueger. And all of a sudden, we hear, the best way I could explain is we hear something drop like that. It's a screw. Screw drops on the ground. And not just drops, it's spinning like demonically in a perfect circle like this, really fast. The 3 of us are standing, or 4 of us standing all around us and looking down at it. Like we're looking down at it. It's right in the middle of all of us. It's spinning. And it comes to a complete stop. And as it comes to a stop, that door slams. The one we came through slams. I look at them and I'm like, we're all like white, I said, let's get out of here. We ran out of that place and I never looked back, but something weird was in that house. There's no way to explain. hearing stuff all over the place. No one's responding. And then you go to the basement, out of nowhere, a screw falls on the middle of the ground and spins a million miles an hour in a circle. It wasn't just like it fell and it moved. This was crazy. I could still visualize this in my head. And in that moment, I realized that there's something wrong with that house. There's no way. I actually told the agent. The agent was like, hey, how'd it go? I was like, have you had anybody say anything weird about that place? He's like, what? What do you mean? I was like, buddy, I don't know what to tell you. I said, but I think that place has got some spiritual activity. There's something going on there because this happened. The guy was like, whoa, I don't know if it ever sold, but I have a feeling, you know, that's the thing. That's a thing that probably happened every time people went in there. It's crazy. It's crazy. So that was probably my craziest ghost story. And it wasn't a full ghost story. It's just something I knew was in the house. I do have another one I could share with you if you have. Why don't you go and then I'll share another.
Oh, no. Go. You can keep going. I was playing some creepy music in the background for you.
Oh, you're so funny. Oh, you're
so funny. I don't know if anybody could hear it, but.
Are you guys liking?
I was playing, huh?
I'm asking if they like the ghost stories, if they wanted me to continue that type of stuff, or you want us to go into some music or something.
What do you guys want? I've got the chat room pulled up now so I can kind of see what they're saying.
Oh, yeah. Why don't you guide me then, and I'll tell the second story real quick,
okay.
And then we can go. We can figure out where to go from there. So I was living in New Haven. I'm in college at the time. I started playing music, and my first band was with this other singer-songwriter who I was very much enamored with because I had just started writing. I'd written 3 songs, and he'd written about 15 or 20 songs, and he was a very passionate singer. But he would scream in the middle of his songs. Instead of belt, he would scream, literally, like, ah! And like these gorgeous tunes, like absolutely beautiful. And then he'd just go straight up, ah! You know, like I would try, I'm like, why don't you get rid of that and just go to like a belt, you know? And he's like, no, that's not the song has to have that moment. And I'm like, anyway, but regardless of that, I was very much interested in his style of writing. He was a theory musician. I've never learned a thing on the guitar. I've always felt things and figured my way out. So I was, he, I guess, saw something in this guy who'd written 3 songs. And he said, you know what? I want to play music with you and let's sit down and I'll teach you some stuff. So now we're playing music together. He lived on the 3rd floor of this apartment building. And the weird thing about this apartment building is they had those 2 lions right outside. You know those lions that you always see in like apartment buildings? Creepy?
Yeah, like gargoyles or something?
Yes. Okay, so he had gargoyle lions at the front, and I'm like, this is kind of weird. But and the crazy thing is one of my good friends lived on the 2nd floor, and then he lived on the 3rd floor. I was fine with the, oh, I'm sorry, this is 4 floors. 2nd floor was my friend, 4th floor was this dude. 2nd floor was fine. I'd go over there all the time, no problem. When I went to the 4th floor to see this dude, Frank, every time I'd come around the 3rd floor landing and go up to the 4th floor, I would have this visualization of this dude standing there with these gnarly teeth or yellow teeth. His eyes were sagging. He was gaunt. His face was like, and he had this stringy gray hair. And I'll tell you what, I could visualize him every time I came into this hallway. And as I'm coming up the steps, I always felt like he was right behind me, you know, standing. And I'd run up to the top. And I'd go into Frank's room. And I remember asking him one day, I was like, and by the way, Frank is how I figured out about my healing sense. Because my theater teacher at the time was the one who told us all about this. And we were all hanging out one night and he was like, yeah, but it was at Frank's. Frank was very much into stuff like this. So I told them, I said, guys, I don't know what's going on over here, but every time I get to this 3rd floor landing, there's something there. And Frank said, yeah, I know. And like he said it matter of fact. He's like, yeah, I know. And I'm like, what do you mean, you know? He's like, no, I know, I feel it too. But he was never terrified of stuff like that. He was kind of into the dark, which I never was. It wasn't my thing. So my professor, James, he says, why don't you ask it what it wants? Why don't you speak to it? And I said, what? He goes, yeah, next time you're in the hallway, stop and then say, I know you're here. And then just say that and see what happens. And I got into the hallway the next time in order to do this. And it was crazy because I almost built up enough courage to do it. And I got that chill right on my spine, you know, right when I was about to say the words. I almost felt like the dudes on my hand, on my, you know, I was like, I'm out of here. I never took that chance of saying and asking, But that was one of the other freakier things I've had where I could sense an energy in that hallway there. I don't know what happened. I wonder if I could look into it now and see if anybody ever died in that hallway, or if there was some drug deal or something, a drug addict who died in that hallway, something weird. But it was definitely very odd, and I could visualize a face, which was scary, you know? And for it to always be there was very weird, you know? And then I guess the big takeaway was when Frank would say, yeah, I know. I was like, what? Why do you freaking live here if you know there's a creepy thing living in your hallway over there? Oh, my goodness. All right, so Jennifer, okay, good. Jennifer just popped a little note there so you guys can click on and subscribe.
Well, I don't know how to actually put my link on there. I thought I copied and pasted it, and then...
Let me see. Is it there?
Well,
you know what it is? Hold on a
put
second.
in Jennifer Collins and type in lifestyle changes.
Hold on a minute.
One of my videos, and maybe that would pop it up.
I'm going to see if I can pull it up myself. I have a feeling what happens now is when people put in links, sometimes it doesn't work. I don't know. It's something weird.
No, it didn't. It didn't. I tried to copy it. But
Let's see. I'm going to type in. I'm going to try to find you real quick, and then I'll just throw the
Oh,
link
yeah,
in so
that's
everybody
fine.
has.
I was just reading some of the comments here, so.
So do you have anything that you can share while I look for you?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna try
Okay,
to find
so
you.
a few years back, and when I was new in town, there was several of us girls that decided to go in on a home, you know, to rent a place.
Okay.
And I know this is funny. Kind of, it's scary, but it's funny. So anyways, we got this house, and I'm like, oh, no problem. I'll take the room downstairs, you know. And they all took a room upstairs, and it was a 2-story house. And so we started hearing things shortly after we had moved in. And the room that I was in, this is really freaky. The room that I was in, I call it the blue room because
Blue room.
It was all blue, and there was no windows to see outside. So it was literally downstairs. There's like a family room with windows, but the bedroom had no window. And then there was a bathroom down there and one other bedroom. So there was like 4 bedrooms. So each of us had a room. And one by one, we were all coming and telling our stories that we were getting from there. And we figured out that it was haunted. So we asked the owners, and they said, yeah, it's haunted. We're like, well, you didn't tell us.
Wow.
So I come home one day, and I'm coming in the back doorway to go up the stairs to put some groceries away, and I smell smoke like the house is on fire. And I'm running upstairs, looking in the kitchen, running all over the place. And I open up my door in my bedroom, and it smelled like the smoke was in there. And I went, oh my gosh, looked all over my room. I couldn't see it, closed it, ran upstairs again, and thought maybe it's coming from one of the other vents in one of the other rooms. And then by the time I ran back downstairs, the smell of smoke was completely gone. Couldn't smell it anywhere, nowhere. And I'm like, no way. And nobody was home yet. I was like the first one home after work, and
So phantom
smoke.
fragrance? Or?
Yeah, so that was my thing. Then the girl upstairs from me and in the master bedroom, she was saying that something was shaking and levitating her bed. And then we'd be up there playing a game, Monopoly or something, and the next thing we hear is little kids up in the attic and
Ooh,
playing ball and stuff like that and giggling and all that. And so that was really crazy. Then it would turn the water on in the sink in the bathroom downstairs, plug the sink thing until the water would run all over the floor.
Wow.
In the middle of the night. Then it scratched the mirror. There was scratches on the mirror. Something else had scratched. And the next thing that I knew, I was having nightmares. One night I was dreaming that these dogs were biting me, that were like these pounds, you know? Woke up in the middle of the night, felt like I was in burning pain, got up, turned the light on, and my closet doors had mirrors, and I turned around, I lifted my back up, and I had scratches on my back.
Oh my goodness.
I had scratches down by my groin, and I had bite marks down by my ankle. And I said, that's it, I'm done. I can't stay here anymore.
Bite marks?
You guys, but I can't. And so, but so I didn't get to go right away. I didn't leave like right away. I said, I'm moving rooms. I'll share one with one of you guys upstairs. I don't care.
Oh my goodness.
So I was up there, and the radio channel, I would turn my radio on at night just to kind of like keep my mind occupied, so it wouldn't hear things or whatever. And the channel on the radio would just, the dial would move up and down. It was freaking me out.
Wow.
So I left, my car broke down one day, and I went to this meeting this one night. And on my way back, this gentleman gave me, that I knew, a friend of mine, gave me a ride home. And he goes, "Where do you live?" And I said, "Well, I'm over here on 56th Street, over here by St. John's, blah, 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 blah." And he goes down there and he goes, "Do you live in this house?" And I go, "That don't sound good." I go, "Please tell me what you know, because to be honest with you, if I start telling you what I knew, you're going to tell me get out of the truck. You're crazy." So he goes, "Well," he goes, "I was doing window washing when I was even a kid, and we all knew that was the most haunted house in all of town." And I'm like, "Oh, God, really?"
Oh my goodness.
I said, "It really is." And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "What happened was there was an elderly man and an elderly woman. She murdered her husband. It happened to be in the bedroom that I was sleeping in. And then she burned the part of the house down, and they put it out before it went all the way. She burned that room with him in it."
So you smelled the occurrence taking place again, basically. That ghostly occurrence took place again. It was a moment in history that relived itself, but only in the spirit form, which still had a manifestation
residual.
Yeah, that you were able to actually pick up with your nostrils afterwards, but it actually is something you couldn't visualize. It's pretty amazing.
That part was, and then along with it was some bad entities that would scratch, because if you get any scratches like that, that's usually demonic. That usually is really bad. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so now when you said that, you reminded me of something else. Two things. First of all, I want to go back and say to Christine, yes. Christine said, "Frank, isn't that the guy whose eyes turned black?" I got to tell you about this, and then we're going to tell you about my other story. I got scratched too, so remind me about that. But so to just quickly go back to Frank, I played music with. We played one concert together at a place called Cafe 9 or something like that in New Haven, Connecticut. And we finished the show, and my friend Ileana afterwards said she said, I wanted to take a picture of you guys after the show, because there's only one photo of us. I don't even know where it is right now, but there's one photo of us. And she goes, I needed to take a picture of you guys after the show. And I said, "Why?" And she goes, "Because I knew you would never play together again." And I said, "What?" And she said, "Yeah, the way he was looking at you while you were playing, I knew that there was going to be a problem after the show." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she said, "Because honestly, you guys see how I perform. I like to really put on a show, and I like to connect with you, and I'm here to change the world." I must have been doing that at 19 years old, too, when I got on stage for the first time, because he didn't like it. And we got into a big argument the next day. He showed up in my apartment, and he sat down 3 feet away from me. I was sitting at one end of the couch. He was at the other end of the couch, and I thought we had a great show, but he didn't. And he went after me, basically. He starts saying, his specific thing he said was he had this 4-track recorder. And somewhere between this 4-week period that we had to practice for this gig, I was like, "Hey, let me borrow that 4-track. I want to try to record these 4 or 5 songs I've written, just so I have something to sell at this gig." We were both doing our own music. We were both playing together, but with our own music. I was actually backing him up on a few tracks. He wasn't doing anything on my tracks. But regardless, I borrow his 4-track, and I'm recording on this thing. So when he's sitting there next to me, he was like, "I didn't like how this one, I didn't like how that one." And I'm like, "Okay." And he said, "And how many times did I come over and you were working on the 4-track instead of us practice and work on the thing? How many times?" And as he said that, he lunged towards me, and his eyes turned black. Completely. Like, not just the whole thing, everything, white to black. And when that happened, I jumped back, and so did he, because he knew what happened. I think he knew what he was. And when that happened, he goes, "I'm sorry." He goes, "It's fine." And I said, and he's like, "No, I'm sorry. It's fine. It's fine." His girlfriend was sitting right behind him. He's like, "It's fine. It's fine." I said, and now at this point, my chest is going, I'm like super adrenaline at this point, because what I saw was something that's not of this world. And I realized all of these things. Needs to scream in every song, takes beautiful music and destroys it in the middle of the song, every single song. And then like this whole dark occult thing, like all this weird stuff. And his eyes turn black, like what? And so he goes, "I'm sorry, it's okay, it's fine, it's fine." I said, "No, it's not, Frank. I saw your eyes." I said, "I saw your eyes." And when I said that, he like physically responded. It was weird. His body, everything responded when I said, I saw your eyes. He knew what that meant.
Yeah.
And that was the last time I ever saw him physically, face to face. We ended our relationship that day, the day after the gig, when I saw his eyes turn black. And I remember Ileana, there's a picture. She goes, hey, yeah, here, look at this photo, you and Frank smiling at the gig, before the gig. Because I knew I had to take a photo of this because I knew you were never going to be playing a show again.
Did you ever read the book Black Eyed Children?
No. Tell me about it.
David Weatherly, Black Eyed Children, him and then they've done several books, and then Ross Allison, I was telling you from a ghost, but David Weatherly wrote that book. They also have Haunted Toys. They did a book called Haunted Toys.
Haunted Toys.
And they have Isabel the doll.
I've heard of Isabel the doll, I think.
Yes, they have it. So he's got a bunch of stuff like that. So, yeah, I'll have to get you his information sometime. Maybe he can come on your show too.
I would love that. You know, because it's funny when we're talking about this, I'm starting to put some pieces together, this puzzle. Is the reason this guy befriended me and wanted me to come along, he said something interesting. He appreciated my willingness to go after things, even though I had nothing. Like literally, I would try, and I would try to write a song. I'd sing it. I'd belt, and I'd do whatever, even though I had no training. I had no direction. I just was so passionate, and I think that's what he liked. But then it's interesting you saying this here. Lady Blue said he didn't like your light. He was true darkness, and I believe I am pure light. So if that's the case, he would hate what I am once he learned what I am. You know what I'm saying?
But he doesn't. It's the beings
inside of him
that are around him.
Yeah, maybe.
Not him personally, probably.
I was wondering, do you think that he was maybe inhabited by something at that point?
He could have been. I think that he probably was. I have seen that happen before. I've done house cleansings and I've done exorcisms. We're not going to go into all that tonight, though.
No, that will be for a separate conversation. Now, I will say one thing about that, and this is something you will totally get. The idea that we say the name Jesus has power, right? That's what they say. J wasn't a letter when Jesus was around. We created the name Jesus. Yeah, we created the name Jesus. So when we say that Jesus, it's your faith. So what I was going to say, and you just nailed it. The name only has power because you believe the name has power. If you said blah, 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 but you believe blah, 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 blah would expel that spirit, guess what? You just expelled that spirit with blah, 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 because you believed you could make it happen with the word, with the power of that word, blah, 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 blah. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I'm actually glad that you said that because, Jesus' real name was Yahshua or Yeshua.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yes, Yahshua.
And so when they say, that in his name, they really should have been saying it that way.
Yeah, and Yahshua, and then, okay.
The word Jesus. So if they really want to get spiritually technical, when you're saying in the name of Jesus, you're saying in the name of Zeus, get out of that person. You're saying that's like a Greek god, a Zeus. Jesus.
Yeah, that's
Zeus.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeshua.
and so it is your faith, literally.
Yeah, I agree. I'm glad that we're tying on
Christ said, that's why I say Christ. That's when Christ said, if you shall say to this mountain be removed, and you shall believe in your heart and doubt not that it's cast into the sea, it shall happen. Yeah. Because you're saying it, and that's what he came to teach.
Yes.
You have it.
You have it. See, guys, this is what we say. We're both speaking the same language. It's an unbelievable thing when the idea of religion or the idea of a scripture is in order to keep you down and not like open up your mind to the possibility that you are the light, that you have the ability to do everything that the man who wrote those words and was paraphrased. They didn't even get them right. I know they didn't get them right because he was speaking the words I'm speaking, not the words that are in that. I don't know what's in the book. I haven't read it in too long. But I'll tell you, he's doing what I'm doing, connecting to the light and letting it come out. And I think if you start paying attention,
let your light shine.
That's it. If you let the light shine on the world, the darkness will beckon.
Yep, it will flee, for sure. Oh gosh, you were saying something a minute ago and it triggered another thought, and I'm trying to remember what I was going to say.
Let me see if I can remember what I was saying. I speak in the moment, so a lot of times I don't even remember what I said.
No, I know, and then it hits me, and then I remember, and then I forget. Oh, and I do want to give a shout out to Brian. Brian has been scratched and bit, just so you guys know. In the middle of the night, one night, he's screaming, and he said, it feels like I've got acid on my stomach, like type thing or whatever, and I lifted up his shirt, and he literally had a scratch mark. And I said, uh-oh, yep, you had your first spiritual encounter. And I said, now you're around me. Oh my goodness. Oh boy.
Wow. So that was
he was bit the other day.
He was bit by something else?
Yeah.
And this was in your house?
Actually, both of us were attacked in different locations. We went into the store. I'm not going to go into a lot of details, but there was this one particular woman in there. And I really don't know. I think it goes along with what you were saying, Mark, that somebody around you might like you, but they want to like you, but the things that are around them don't want them to.
Interesting.
And so we went home that night, and each one of us got attacked in different ways.
That's unbelievable.
Absolutely. And some similar stuff, too. It was pretty creepy. It was a creepy night. Let's just put it that way the other night.
That's amazing that something like this could take place. And your scratch story reminds me of my other one. So there's a hotel in Boston, Massachusetts called the Hotel Omni. Has anybody ever stayed at the Omni Parker in Boston, Massachusetts? Somebody let me know. It is famous for being haunted. So I was like massively into the ghost hunters at the time. And I loved Grant and those guys. Were so cool because, like I said, they liked to disprove hauntings, and then they were left with so much information and so much, there's so much they couldn't disprove, and therefore they had some hauntings. Okay, but I used to love it, and so we go to the Omni Parker, and my son was 6 months old at the time. He's 12 now, so this was 11 and a half years ago, and my wife, my son, in the hotel room. I grabbed this little like shotgun style like camera. You remember these things? They were around for a little while. 720p. You push the thing and you go like this. So I had that thing, and I said, I'm going to walk the halls. She's like, what? John F. Kennedy had a suite there at the Omni Parker. So I'm like, I'm going to walk the halls. I'm going up to the JFK suite. I'm going to go and ask some questions. I'm going to see if I can get a response. She goes, you're nuts. I said, no, I'm going to go. I'm sure I won't hear anything, but I'm going to listen back afterwards to see if there's any EMFs.
Yeah.
So I'm walking through the halls, Jenny, and I'm like, I'm saying like silly stuff. I'm like, I want to speak to you. I'm like dumb stuff. I'm like, is anybody
on TV?
I'm like, is anybody here? And some guys walk around. He's like, yeah, I'm here. What are you doing? I'm like, no, sorry, I'm looking for ghosts. And so I walk down the hall, and I go to the JFK suite. I'm walking around, I'm doing all this crazy stuff. There was one area where I felt a little like the lighting was weird, But so the thing I don't understand is this, and you tell me if maybe I'm thinking into it a little bit more than I should. But so I did the entire run. Nothing happens. I go back to my room, and while I'm there, I'm talking to my wife about it, and my leg is all of a sudden like on fire. I pull up my shorts, and my entire thigh has scratch marks all over it. I'm getting shivers thinking about it right now. And my wife was like, did you scratch? She goes, maybe you scratched yourself, like you had an itch. And I'm like, no, this is not an itch type of thing. These are scratch marks on my leg, all the way up my thigh.
Right.
And I remember specifically saying, I got to listen back to that footage now to see if there's anything there. And I don't remember hearing anything on the footage. But
really? That's interesting. Normally you can get something on an EVP. In fact, I'm going to tell everybody in your chat room, not that I recommend that you do EVPs, but you can communicate that way. I was with my ex, and we were in this one place, and I kept hearing a spirit say my name out loud in the middle of the night, and I knew there was something there. And then anyways, the next day he was gone doing some work, and I got my tape recorder out, and I said, what's your name? I know you're here. What's your name? Come on, I'll talk to you. Tell me your story. What's your name? And I got nothing. And so then finally I was going to leave the house and not the place that we were staying. And I said, okay, you are nobody and you are nothing. And I really don't care what your name is. So fine. And I left the tape recorder on, left the house for an hour, came back, and boy, did I hear what it was. Scared me. Every hair on my body went up. It was like, it goes, I am serpent.
What did it say? I'm a serpent? It said, I'm a serpent?
I am serpent.
I am serpent. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's creepy.
I ended up taking that recording to my friend Ross Allison, who's, like I said, been on shows before. He's been on shows before. He's been on the Sci-Fi Channel and everything too. But, and he goes, yep, that's what you heard. And I go, oh, this is creepy. I go, I'm not doing that again. Not like that. So I've got Alien Believer, Chris Donaldson, A Quiet Soul. I don't know. A bunch of people on here are saying they want me to come back sometime.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. This is an open forum. It's funny. I did 9 episodes with Mary M. Hanane, 9 or 10, because I told her on the first time we spoke, I said, look, this is a truth platform, and there are places you can't speak. And at the time I had 225 subs when she first came on the show. I loved that about her. She's got like 18,000 subs on Twitter, and she's like, look, I don't care how many subs you have. I like when we talk, you let me speak, and we have great conversations. We would start about all of her investigative journal stuff. We talked about the George Floyd stuff. We get into all kinds of, she was straight up supporting our guy. So I loved having her on, because we would just she used to hate Trumper. And then she's like, then I watched him. She goes, I believed everything until I watched one time. I actually watched him. He's hilarious. And when she said that, I was like, whoa, we're connecting, And so we had 9 great 4-hour episodes. There's 36 hours of Mary M. Hanane on the show. And she's going to be back. But like I said, it's an open forum. So yeah, I expect that you and I are going to be chatting a lot more often. And look, maybe
I hope you get other guests on there. I love that too. Brian wants me to say right now, talk about the recording that we got. So Brian and I were in this deep discussion, and we just had our cell phones on. We were just in this deep discussion about the Antichrist and the end times and biblical stuff and all this type of stuff. And the next thing you know, I'm doing a recording, because I do goofy things, and I'll say something and I'll record myself so that I can play it back and remember something that I needed to remember, or something like that, for just taking notes instead of writing them. And so we played back this recording of something that I did, and I wasn't even trying to contact anything. And we mentioned something about the Antichrist or something like that. And at the very end, it said, they will see me soon. And I'm like, what? Is that how it went, Brian? Say it in the chat room. But did he say, what did he say? Because you got it on your phone, Brian. It's they will see me soon. And I'm like, oh, God.
I truly believe that the Antichrist is actually a collective. It's not one person.
Right. No, I know. But
I mean, that's just my philosophy.
It's not a leader. You don't understand. Collectives have a leader.
That's a crazy thought.
No, but it was just a creepy voice. I know, it is.
Well, but you know what? Here's the other thing, too, is for time. This is the other thing. That thing doesn't have any concept of our time.
No.
So, for example, 1,000,000 years to that thing could be 10 seconds to us, or 10 seconds to us could be 1,000,000, or 1,000,000 years to that thing could be whatever. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
For it to say, you'll see me soon, it could be 3,000 years. And then all of a sudden, that was 10 seconds to that thing. And so the reality of this is, and this is why I say, with life the way it is, it could very well be true. The way this world has been, and the way that people are treating each other, the hatred, and the fact that you can actually believe the stuff that the media has been saying for 4 years and hate people for it is very odd. And now all of a sudden you guys think it's great that there's Keystone pipelines being canceled, and let's make it. I have 2 daughters. Now my 2 daughters are going to have to go up against men who pretend that they want to be women today. And women who want to pretend to be men today, like, you either are or you aren't, but that doesn't mean, look, my wife said it the best. She goes, you use the bathroom that you have the things that you have. So If you're a boy, if you're born with boy stuff, or you feel like you are a girl, okay, well, you still have boy things. You go to the boys' bathroom, and you still perform with the boys, okay? You don't go and now you're in the Olympics against all the girls.
Right.
Like, what?
Change.
This guy does that day one, so now you have men who are going to identify as women, and they're going to get to... I just see this. This is going to be a huge issue. 11th grade, some kid's going to walk in and be like, I feel like I'm a girl. What? No, you're not a girl, Tommy. Yeah, I am. I saw that I can do that. I guess Tommy's a girl now. Now Tommy gets gold. He wins the gold. Olympics, year after year, greatest ever. They're like, oh, she is the greatest gold medal winner. She's not a she. It's freaking Tommy. In 11th grade, he was like, I think I'm a girl. That's what's going to happen. And everyone's going to start doing it just to get that competitive edge because of the sleep sofa. And it baffles me. We're again, guys, Amerizuela. Here we come. Amerizuela. Oh, it's happening. I'm so scared to be Amerizuela. I'll tell you what. This is what I'm thinking, Jenny.
Yeah. And
it's a crazy thing I'm thinking. I want to get the heck out of this country. Are you kidding me? How dare you?
I want to go to Bali.
Oh, my goodness. I want to go anywhere that Sleep Sofa Joe isn't taking a nap on my watch. You know, and someone said that he was up the other day trying to explain something that he was signing, and he had no idea what the hell he was signing. They're like, oh, so what are you doing, Sleep Sofa? He's like, oh, look, my Aunt Judy told me that if I sign this thing, they're like, Mr. President. He's like, huh, what? I am? What, the Rotary Club? No, the United States of America. Yeah, stole it. That's right. We gave it to you. I don't know why. I have no idea. This happens. Sleep Sofa. And this is crazy. I'm like blown away still. Like the whole country's burned down. They burned the country down because they hated America. And now you're like, here you go. Just take America. Hold on a second. We hate America so much. We're going to burn it down. Okay. Well, you know what? We're America. Here you go. Let's just give you America too. We're going to give it to you. You burned it, but we're going to give it to you now. Here you go. You earned it by burning it. You earned it because you burned it. It's a thing. Like, what? Oh, goodness. What do you think of this whole backdrop thing, guys? I'm sitting here in green screen. Does it look terrible? I can't tell.
I looked at it. I saw when I looked on my phone. It looks fine.
It looks okay? All right.
It did.
It's the first night. Like I said,
we gotta wake up every morning to a cup of Joe.
Oh,
what?
Cup of Joe. Ugh.
Just to wake up, a cup of Joe.
Is that a cup of Joe? Are you talking about the cup of Joe like Scarborough?
No, I'm talking about the sleep sofa.
Oh my goodness. Ugh.
Waking up on the sleep sofa and having to have a cup of Joe in the morning.
Yeah. Taking a little nap on the Joey futon. It's no good. It's no good. Look, I imagine he's sitting in his basement right now, hibernating. He's got his fan. He's fanning him. He's actually got his wife, Jo, and she's fanning him. Jo, his wife. I still get, I got to play.
I'm not a fan of his.
Oh, my goodness. Who could be? Nobody is. But I guess he got the most votes in history. So that happened. Here, we're gonna get more than the first African-American president.
I tell you want to hear my joke? You want to hear mine? Ready?
I'm ready. I want to hear it.
Okay. So if you want to go with a biblical narrative, they got it all figured out. We started out with the burning bush. We had Bush as a president. The burning bush. Actually, two. We had burning bush. Then we had the abomination that makes desolate.
Obama.
We had the abomination. Burning bush, the abomination. And then we had the final Trump.
The final Trump.
Final Trump. And now, if you look up Joe Biden's name, his last name Biden means button. So now the only thing that's left is the red button.
The red button. Oh, no.
No red button. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that red button. The one that ends it all, red button. Well, Jeremiah, I'm not sure if he's with us tonight, but Jeremiah has been saying that the 47th president, he says, is the last president, and he said it's Kamala Chameleon, and that she pushes Joe Sleepy Poopy Pants down the stairs. He takes a kaput, thinks his Aunt Judy did it. Kamala Chameleon gets off scot-free, takes over, and kills this entire thing. It sounds right. It sounds right.
That's what the Democrats want.
Democrats. Well, that's right. Oh my goodness. You know, it's a weird thing because there are good people on all sides, and
I
when
know there are, and I'm not trying.
But
to make fun.
No, but I wanted to segue to that because I think we believe that everybody who's on the side of good knows that, but these people that have been lied to for 4 years believe a whole different thing, and they actually have this like perspective that we're the enemy and evil. We're evil. It's
even said,
amazing.
Listen, Mark, is it ABC, NBC, CBC, whatever it is, CBD, whatever it is. Anyways, any one of those places, they were saying that the Patriots are the terrorists.
Yeah, that's exactly where they're pushing this. Exactly. The Patriots are the terrorists. Well, I mean, it's as clear as what I said the other day. Up is down, left is right. That's as clear as it is. And you know, someone said something pretty interesting. They said that the right has actually gone pretty left. If you think about it, the right has gone pretty left, and the left has gone radical. And they're so far left now that they're falling off the freaking cliff. But the right has tried to meet the left and be like, look, let's get along here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm blown away still. If you type in Donald J. Trump's accomplishments as president of the United States, you will be blown away at what he did in less than 4 years, because he really only had 3 years. Think about it, guys. He only had 3 years. He lost a year because the Democrats dropped the Fluhan on us. Yeah, not the Democrats, but Pelosi, Obama.
Poison.
Yeah, Pelosi, absolutely. She's the worst. Look, I'm sorry. You don't want to eat any baked goods from Nancy Pelosi. No. You could die. Or you get Montezuma's revenge, Jenny. You don't want either. They're terrible. Melania, don't go near the gold toilet. She's always doing that, Jenny. I don't know. I don't know why I got the gold toilet thing.
I think that's absolutely.
You know, it's funny. I don't know why I got to the gold toilet thing. I think when I was a kid, I remember someone went into, maybe it was Barbara Walters, went into his apartment in New York City. And he's like, look, I even have a gold toilet. Let me show it to you. It's fantastic. I sit over here. I read the newspaper.
You happen to know it's a self-flushing toilet?
They make one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a self-flushing gold toilet.
No.
They auctioned it off on eBay. Absolutely.
I want
They auctioned it off as a dung shui toilet.
A dung shui. Interesting. Yeah. Dung shui. I like that.
Yeah. You know, not feng shui, but
how much did they sell it for? Do you know?
About $5,000.
Wow.
I'm just joking, but it's okay.
But wait, did they not sell a dung shui? I like that. I mean, I would actually go with that.
On the radio years ago.
Dung shui.
Actually, that was when Seattle invested in a whole bunch of self-flushing toilets, and they didn't work out. So they did. They put them on.
Dung shui.
Dung shui.
Oh my goodness. Donald. I'll tell you, I'm going to miss it, because the other thing I already am getting bored of is just hearing this freaking sleep sofa speak. When he talks, I fall asleep.
Don't imitate him, because he's boring.
Oh, I think my impression of him is better than him.
It is.
Yeah. Look, my Aunt Judy. Look, what we're going to do is we're going to stop this Keystone Pipeline. See? Yeah. Like, he's always doing this, like, yeah, see? Yeah. You know?
Especially, especially when you have his face up there. It looks.
Oh, yeah. When I do the face swaps of him, yeah, it's much better. It's much better to do face swaps. No, but you know what? I realize it's going to be a different 4 years. In fact, I'm probably leaning away from doing the face swaps just because it didn't help me. It didn't help me at all. I created so many face swaps, you know, just pointing out the truth. And unfortunately, the truth is not popular in 2020, 2021. I should have been telling lies, and then it would have gone better for me, and I wouldn't have been so shadow banned by these a-holes. But you know what? I can't think that way. The truth needs to come out, and even if it takes 50 years for someone to find it, and they're like, whoa, what? You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I mean? And we lost him. I tried my best. Guys, like, one thing I can tell you is if you go back from the 400th day in a row of Real Talk was the same day as the State of the Union address. And from that day on, I started talking about Donald Trump, started speaking about his accomplishments that I was proud of, the things I didn't like as well. But I started realizing the hypocrisy of this country at that point, and I was a steamroller at that point. And if you look at all the face swaps, I took the daily whatever was going on in the news that day and made a face swap that night. And it was Facce, and it was everything. Bill Gates. Along the way, I hit it all, and it was all, the point was if the world saw it, if it got out there, there's no way anybody would have voted for this guy. But 80 million did?
I like what Bob says. He calls Biden bobblehead Biden.
Yeah.
Dale says Joe won't be in there long, and Trish says Kamala is in the pockets of Michelle Obama.
Really? You know, it's an interesting thing. There's so many different conspiracies out there. Like, I don't know what's true, what's not.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not going to go into that one, but you know what we're talking about, right?
Which one? Oh, yeah, that one. I have an episode I should play for you.
Have you really? Did you?
I made an episode 20 of the DJT show. It's called, episode 21. It's called Miguel Obama. It's called Miguel. It's hilarious. And the best part about it, I want to play it. Can I play it? Am I allowed to play it?
Please do.
Am I allowed to? Like, I think I'm allowed to.
Do you want me to get off air and you can do that?
No, well, when we finish, I'll play it so you can see it. I want you to see it.
I want to see it.
Okay, because it's hilarious. Best part is actually the end, because she actually talks about one of her very good friends. I think the world would like to know who one of her very good friends was at the time. Yeah. Let's just give you a little hint. It rhymes with Weinstein.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw that on. I'll throw that on when we finish up. But listen, this was amazing chatting with you. I'm very much looking forward. You got to send me a message on how I reach out to this guy tomorrow for the radio.
Well, how do I send you a message? Because I emailed you a couple times and you said you didn't.
My email is weird, so text me. Do you have my phone number? I emailed you a little while ago. I found your email and I emailed you back right before we spoke. Did you get that?
No, let me look. Hold on.
Check, because if you see that, now I have the thing, the thread. This is so crazy, guys. I want to just show you something here, and you're gonna laugh.
Can you email me your number again?
Yeah, it's actually should be at the bottom of the screen if you see it. Do you guys see what it says there on the bottom? I'm not even joking. That is a number.
Is it the one that you call in to the radio?
No, it's a different number. My cell phone's on the email I sent you.
Oh, is that okay? So that
right there, guys. 26,945 emails that I have not even opened. Right here, 20. Then that means that there are some. As soon as you hit one, like let's just go back here. Ready? Watch. Oh, Lady Blue.
Let me just ask you: is it start with area code 203?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, I'll text that.
Text to me. Perfect. And let's plan. Why don't we do this again next Sunday?
Sure.
Let's do it again next Sunday.
Every Sunday.
You guys want for that? When we do that next Sunday, we'll have another conversation. I think it's really cool.
Do you guys want that? Is that good? Does that sound good?
I think it's a great idea.
Let's get a vote. Get a vote.
And so what we're due to for now, here's the thing. Starting Tuesday, I'm going to be going on earlier, guys. I'm going to be hitting the air earlier each day because I want to try to get onto a schedule that's earlier on where people can find the show. Right now it's 1:02 in the morning where I am. Now you're what, like 11, 10? Is it 10 right now?
I'm 10.
Tom Murphy has 762,844 unopened emails. I love it.
What? Oh my God.
He's hilarious. Oh, yeah. Okay. So the Trump impeachment trial, that's another thing. You can't even do that. It's unconstitutional.
I gotta say hi to
Aliens in the house, kicking it with us.
Alien believer. Yeah. Cause he's put some pretty cool comments on there too. So
Alien believers.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike. Or Mark. I mean, what?
Oh, no worries. I have a brother named Mike. So that's not uncommon.
I'm sorry.
It's not uncommon to be called my brother's name.
So you have the right to call me whatever you want to.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you a funny thing. Okay, this is a little side note. I'm Mark. My brother's name's Michael. Middle brother's name, Matthew. My father, Manny. My mom, That's 5 M's. 5 M's right there.
Did you have any sisters?
No, none, unfortunately.
Brian grew up with only sisters.
Really? That's a different thing. No, we were, and it was crazy. So we were 3 boys, and then my 2 brothers are married first. They both had 3 girls. I'm like, and then when I got married, I'm like, okay, I guess we're all having girls. And then I was the first to have a boy. Well, my first was a boy, and then we had 2 girls. But my other brother had a boy as well. So it was an interesting thing that we had girls in the family. And now we have, let's think, we have 5 girls out of the 3 of us and 2 boys. So all girls now except for 2 boys, essentially. But it's a very cool thing. I wanted to just share with you that I definitely love having these conversations, and I look forward to doing it again, especially if you have any specific topics for next week, we'll get into them. And I'm going to get your message.
I'll text you if I get something that way, but I'm going to text you when I get off here. I'm going to text you Scott's personal number and anything else that I ever get that might help you promote you, I'm going to send you shoot you a text.
You're awesome. And guys, please, if you can click on Jennifer's link, I put it up earlier on in the chat, and we'll continue to do that. You'll be in the window, so see if you can keep showing that tonight, okay? Keep putting the chat
play
in there.
that Michelle thing. I'm going to go into the chat room for a little bit before I get my beauty sleep.
Yeah, so just so you know what's happening right now, guys, there's a few things. I'm playing Jennifer, a clip about Miguel. Okay, and then we're doing something else. Lady, let's see, I think that we still have this here. Are you still with us, Lady? Okay, well, Lady Blue has a couple of UFO videos that she sent in. So I'm going to see if I can upload those. Yeah, I'll see if I'll upload those and play those after I play you Miguel. So, Jenny, this was an absolute pleasure. Can't wait to do it again next Sunday. And I'll get your message so I can speak to that guy tomorrow. You rock. And I'm going to head back to the main screen, go back over to the screen so you can check out Miguel Obama, episode 21 of The Trumper. And I can't believe I'm playing this, but I think we should see this. It's now 2 hours and 6 minutes into the show. I think we're fine to throw one little Trump episode in here. So let me head over to the main screen. So awesome having you on. Uh-oh, you already took off. And I will see you on the next Real Talk. Guys, back on the main screen, kicking it. We're in the studio. That's right. It's Manhattan. We're down here at NBC Studios. You see, look, that's me right there. Yeah, they gave me a new job. Yeah, that's right. So check it out. That's such a goofball. Doing a green screen. How about that? So, all right, here we go. I'm going to play you episode 21 of The Trumper Show. Guys, this is some crazy stuff here, okay? And if you like the guy who's now in the Oval, I'm sorry. What's the matter for you? You don't have ears. You can't use your friggin' eyes. I can't get you way. All right, here we go. Episode 21 of the Donald J. Trump Show. Winning big league. Winning big league. Oh, come on. Really? All right, there's something wrong there. I should be able to hear something. Hold on a minute. That's weird that I don't even hear anything, though. I don't know what's going on with that. Give me 1 second here. Let's see if this works.
Tonight, we're going to talk about sleep.
Okay, we got it. Guys, without further ado, episode 21. It's Hammerlin Jamison live with episode 21 of the Donald Trump Show. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump.
Thank you for joining me on episode 21 of the Donald Trump Show. Tonight we're going to talk about Sleeps Over Joe, but we're also talking about Michelle Obama. Not sure if you saw her speech, so we're going to go over a little bit of it. But also, I found an oldie but a goodie. We're going to get into it. Let's see what we got.
Welcome to Kingswood Community Center.
Is Sleeps Over trying to do his best Clint Eastwood or what? He's looking like all into the distance like, make my day, dirtbag.
Actually, that's the one down I used to work. As a joke. You didn't know where we were anyway.
The truth comes out. Bumbling Biden. Did you hear him? He said every time he gaffes, he says, that's a joke. We know you're a joke, Sleeps Over Joe. But you really have no idea where you are, do you? Where are you? What state are you in right now?
And here at home, as George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and a never-ending list of innocent people of color continue to be murdered.
Miguel, I agree with you. Any innocent people should not be getting murdered by cops. But let's be honest, George Floyd, he's a 5-time criminal on his way to being 6th. And unfortunately, that bad cop, yeah, he was maybe racist, I don't know, but he's a bad cop. Terrible cop. He should be in jail forever. And he murdered him. So, but no, that was horrible. But anybody who's murdered, but don't say countless. I think it was 13 last year. What's countless is all of the little boys, girls, adults, all of the people that are dying constantly that are not part of the Black Lives Matter movement.
Stating the simple fact that a Black Life Matters is still met with derision from the nation's highest office.
Look, I love Black lives, Michelle.
What we get instead is chaos, division, and a total and utter lack of empathy.
You see this? It's like I should write down what she's saying, and then you could write Antifa on top, and you'd say, that's what's going on right now.
They see an entitlement that says only certain people belong here.
What is she talking about, Bushwood Country Club?
That greed is good and winning is everything, because as long as you come out on top.
Says the former First Lady of the United States, living in a $12.5 million house in Martha's Vineyard.
It doesn't matter what happens to everyone else.
Why did you and your husband, because you want to all of a sudden take credit for him, why did you cut off funding to the historic black colleges and universities? I refunded them, by the way. You ever heard of the Reform Act, Michelle? Well, your husband didn't. I released 4,400 criminals who really were, it was like minor offenses, and 97% of them were black. Why didn't you do that, Miguel?
They see our leaders labeling fellow citizens enemies of the state.
You know, I'm looking into the Snowden case because you declared him an enemy of the state for just telling the people what you were doing behind their backs. It just goes to show that you didn't just spy on the Trump campaign, you spied on every single human being in the United States of America. Good job. Very good. For me. You're going down. So all I gotta say, hashtag Obamagate. Hashtag Shadowgate, really.
While emboldening torch-bearing white supremacists.
You know, this would have been the perfect time for her to bring up the wild people in the streets. They're burning buildings, they're beating people up in the streets, they're murdering each other, the criminals in all the democratic cities. And she doesn't bring it up. She talks about white supremacists. Where the hell is that going on? We're talking about rioting in the streets. It's all of your people, Michelle.
They watch in horror as children are torn from their families and thrown into cages.
Are you kidding me? We're talking about the cages that your husband built. Look at this, right on national television. She's lying to the people. Your husband is the one who built the cages and used them first. I don't even know how much we use them, but I know your husband built them.
And pepper spray and rubber bullets are used on peaceful protesters for a photo op.
Why would I not take a photo op with a Bible in my hand? It's a total baller move. Look, they shouldn't have been throwing glass bottles and water bottles that are frozen at the police officers, so they got what they deserved.
Sadly, this is the America that is on display for the next generation.
Unfortunately, what's on display for the next generation is a psyop that your husband created, and you guys continue to foster fake news. Yes, that's right. You guys created it for Trump, and I'm just destroying it against you because you all of you are fake news.
I want to start by thanking Harvey Weinstein for organizing this amazing day. Harvey.
What?
This is possible because of Harvey. He is a wonderful human being, a good friend, and just a powerhouse.
Are you kidding me? Harvey Weinstein? Oh my goodness. But well, you are one heck of a judge of character, I have to say. Big league.
And the fact that he and his team took the time to make this happen for all of you should say something not about me or about this place, but about you.
Actually, it says a lot about you, Majwell. But look, let's see, do we have anything else, or is that it?
By the way, we're going to have, if I get elected president, free college education for 4 years of college, flat out.
Are you kidding me? And we're talking about Sleeps Over Joe, or is that Bernie Sanders? Free college? How are we going to do? Let's just write checks for everybody and give them college for free. This is hilarious. Look, I got to tell you, we got to get these people out of here. Look, I'll see you guys on the next episode of The Donald Trump Show.
Oh, yes. So that is officially episode 21 of The Trumper Show. And basically, there's 35 of those guys. You should go to the playlist and play them all. They're ridiculously funny. That one is not necessarily one of the funniest. It's a good one. The Joey parts where he's like looking off to the side. Ugh, this is my favorite. What are you, a bumbler? Oh, you are. That's right. Most votes in history. There you go. Hold on a minute. Wait, what's your name? I don't know. Look, I'm going to beat Joe Biden. Oh, you're going to beat Joe Biden? Most votes in history. Look, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Most votes for history. Holy cow. Kathleen, you rock. Jacqueline, thank you so much. I just saw your email. I'm going to email you back right now, okay? And we'll get that worked out. And yes, thank you so much. Just a quick note to everybody out there. I'm a real estate agent during the day. If you have plans of buying or selling real estate anywhere at all, just reach out to me. I can help you. And not only help you, I think I could find you the best agent, and it costs you nothing. Shoot me a note. I'll explain. Mark and Mark Pires, realtalk.com. This is officially our first day with a backdrop and doing a green screen. How terrible does it look? Be honest. What should I do here? Give me some advice. This has got to be fixed. Look, ready? There we go. Where's my nose? What happened? I look like the guy from freaking Mummy. What happened to his nose? It's gone. We're going to work it out. It's the first time we've done it. I had thoughts of doing other backdrops. Like, should we look at some of the other backdrops and see what they look like? Let's just see. Quiet Soul likes it. All right, let's see what the green screen background. Let's see what else we got. Oh, Jennifer likes it. That makes me happy. All right, let's see what this one looks like. I picked up a bunch of them. I mean, I just was like going through and finding some things. Like when we play music, we have a few options. Let's see, this was one of them. Oh, that didn't work. I don't know why. That's the background right there, I guess. It's my green screen. Wow. Guys. It is there. Hold on a minute. Hold on. You know what it is? It's just really small. I'm going to go back to the main spot. There we go. I don't want to mess with that right now. Jacqueline says it's a little busy. It's okay, so we'll find something a little bit less. Oh, Jennifer, thank you so much. So let's see, Jennifer, let's see if we can find something a little bit, or Jacqueline, see if we can find something a little bit less. Because this is like a crazy backdrop. What else did I have here? You know what it was? I couldn't find many. Like my first thought was to do something like this. Let's see if I can find it. My first thought was to do something like this. Oh, that didn't work. Hold on a minute. This was my first thought. New York City in the background. You know? Just be like, guys, what up? I'm in New York City. How you doing over there? How dare you? You like the New York City backdrop? Let's see if we can make it any better. No, that's about where it goes. Hold on. I kind of want to get that, though. Like, I want to do this. Yeah, I want to be able to see that twin tower over there. You know what I mean? The single tower in the sky. Look at that. See, that's what I'm talking about over there. How dare you? Hold on now, man. Let me ask you a question. I'm here in the Bronx. I got the freaking tower behind me. Whatever I want. I just tell you.
Sunday. They don't appreciate the fact that I can see the Freedom Tower from the Bronx. I'm looking at it every time I turn around. The Freedom Tower. That's what I'm talking about. You got a problem with it? I can't figure you out. First you have a problem with the news studio. Now you don't like seeing the freaking Freedom Tower? What do you want to see? The one that's in freaking, like, the Arab Emirates? Oh, I want to see the Naj Fagal, the one that goes 7,326 feet in the air. Oh, there you go. I can't figure you out.
Guys, is this better? Oh, thank you so much, Tom. I don't know if I should play that on the air, but I'm going to take a look at it myself. I want to look at it. How does this look, guys? Does it look better? I think that's a really cool shot, actually. I finally got a shot that's crisp in the background.
Maybe we're going to play a couple songs from here. We're doing an acoustic set right here from the Bronx. I'm here. You're there, right? So you got a problem with the Facce? I'm gonna be, like, here forever. I'm in my penthouse suite in the Bronx.
Seichi, how are you, Seichi? So glad to see you here chatting with us. Julie Morrow, Tom, my brother, Dana. Oh, my goodness. In the Bronx. How's it funny as it is that I could almost pretend I'm in the Bronx when I was sitting at this, with this view here on my shoulder. I got the Bronx over my shoulder. The only thing I have to work, I guess, is some more lighting so I don't lose my nose. Oh, wait. Guys, it's almost basically fixed. It is. It just gets white when I look up instead of disappearing and going black. So that's good stuff. This is our backdrop. We got it. Woo! It just took us a full show to get to it. Look, don't you understand that this is an evolution? This program started with a phone. I'd literally be putting my phone in front of me every day, and I'd be like, hey, what's up? Be positive. Life is great. You can do better. You can just be the best version of yourself. Don't forget that you are the light. Forget about what they tell you. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. When someone says you can't smile, and thank them for the fuel. That's my line. So we're going to try something right now, okay? This is something, this is a test. This is a challenge. I challenge you. Very simple. This is a challenge. This is called the Smile Challenge. Very simple. Don't smile. If you don't smile, If you don't smile, you win. If you smile, you lose. Very simple, right? So just don't smile. It's all you got to do. Very simple. Just don't smile. Ready? I told you not to smile. But a smile has an energetic value that costs 0 to the currency holder. And if it costs me 0, I'm going to give them out on a tray. I hand them out. Give your smile because it affects real change. The energy is transferable and it costs you nothing to do it. So if you could help the world with a smile, what's stopping you? What is stopping you? Anybody beat me? Anybody win? It's hard to win that game. If you're someone who says I didn't, you may need to see a psychiatrist because the human condition responds to a smile. Lady Blue, I lose. It's so funny. So when I first started doing the show, I came across this young guy, must have been 26, 27 years old, this young black kid on Instagram. He had 1 million subs. And I just started at like 120 on Instagram. I had 120 subs. I'm like, wow, this guy's 1 million subs. And I'm like, okay, I wonder what he does. What is his shtick? What is he selling? What is he putting out there that 1 million people are tuning in, right? And he's looking, and I'm looking at his chat. He's going, you want me to smile? You want me to smile? And I'm like, what? And he's like, okay, you want me to smile? Okay, you want me to smile? He goes, and he's like, and he's scrolling, and everyone's like, smile, please smile. And I'm like, what the hell? And he goes, okay, guys, but remember, you can't. If you smile, you lose. Don't smile. No matter what, just don't smile, okay? Don't smile, you win. If you smile, you lose. Very nice. He goes that. He starts smiling this beautiful smile. And I noticed in a split second, I was smiling at the freaking screen. I'm holding the phone, I'm smiling, I'm going like this. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I lost. Oh gosh, it was so amazing. And then when I saw that moment take place, I said, you know what, I'm gonna adopt that. I'm smiling, I won. You did. You smile, you win. But I'm going to adopt that and bring it into the show because this show is light and we need to figure out a way to remind people how you get to it. It's the simple things that bring us closer to it. A smile. It has an energetic value that costs 0 to the currency holder. That is a powerful reality. Totally T's in the house. Oh, I got you, Totally T. So Totally T, first day ever, I'm in the penthouse in the Bronx. You can't come Bronx and watch the Real Talk show. We're gonna do something for you, okay, on this old BC. Yeah, sweet as hell. Yeah, kids got school in the morning. What the frig? How dare you? So I think this is actually, I think this should be the backdrop regardless. Like, this is what I had for the beat seat. Look, we're at a venue. We're playing music at a freaking venue. Should I keep this for the music segment? Oh, Lady Blue, thank you so much. Dana, we're all gonna lose that game. That's the whole point of it. It's the one game that you will always win. And if the person across from you doesn't smile back, there's something wrong. Energy's something. You have to choose to block it. Guys, by the way, what? See, this is what happens with this. I get the, because you know what? There's black stuff behind me. That's what it is. It's catching the background. So these right here, chromes. I used to have chromes on that, and then it got taken down. I had to change them. I thought the other ones, I couldn't find these, right? I placed an order for them yesterday, right? They showed up today with the freaking green screen. And I got a new couple cables. I got one good one. I'm waiting for the other. But I'm going to milk it. Tom, thank you, brother. Oh. Tom said Biden put a lid on the rest of 2021. He's not coming out of the basement for the rest of the year. I agree with you. I think that's the case. So what do you guys think? Should that be the backdrop for the music segment, or should I go straight up to the same thing we had before? Here, let me show you. We had one more. Let's see what this one looks like. I think I had another pretty cool. It was like a night scene. That was the one we just had, right? Is this the same one we're looking at? I'm not sure. This may be a different one. Oh, that is the same one. Okay. The cityscape you like better? Tom likes the cityscape better. Let's go to that. Let me show you this one real quick just so you see it. But I think you're right. We're going to definitely go to the cityscape. All right, here's this one. All right, that's massive. There's a guy singing there. I didn't realize that.
rocking and rolling tonight. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh my goodness, guys. Crazy. He's so stupid. I love doing this. How crazy is it that we have this as a new thing, guys? Oh. Totally T, I'm going to play you something quickly before you go, okay? This is like straight up like, welcome to the jungle. We got burning gale. This is the other one. Just see what this looks like quickly. Where did it go? What happened over there?
How there you go? I know why. It was probably the size of a shoe. Like, where is it? I don't know. It's hiding. Where did his background go? I don't know. He's sitting in the dark. I know. It's very dark where he is. Why does he look so bright? I don't freaking know. Why don't you stop talking, dummy? I can't figure it out. What are you always doing? How about this? Done. Oh, gosh. Now this thing's the size of a freaking Empire State Building. You know that's named after my cousin? Yeah, the Empire State Building. That's right. There's no E in front. No. The Empire State Building. That's right. Don't get fresh. Don't even get fresh. Come on, buddy. Can you give us that shot we had before? It looked really good. And then all of a sudden you messed it up. Good job. Okay, that was our shot right there. Hold on, man. We had it much better before. I think it went too big. Let me get it to the size we had. And then we roll it out like this. Okay? Well, actually... How's that? Good? We're moving around the fly today. Yeah, actually, I want to move these down here and get the total shot of the city in there. How's that look? And we're good. See, I need to get over here where this is like... See, it's white behind me. Okay, let's move this over a touch. So where I gotta be is right around here. And squeeze. There we go. How's that? Good? I think that's good now. All right, now we're ready to roll. Some things. I think the backdrop's going to disappear. Hold on. Where's the backdrop that I see here? That's weird. There we go. I think what I need to do is move that thing. Sorry guys, I know this is annoying, but I want to make sure. I'm going to have to fix this and do this better later on. Because right now it's going to be in the way. Well, that'll work. That'll work. There we go. Sorry about the delay.
Give me a little love here. All right. We could do that. Trying to figure out how to do things without getting too crazy. It's a little late. I don't want to go nuts. But Sunday night, the real talk show. We got down with a nice talk tonight, you know. Jennifer Collins, and she hung out with me, and so did you, and the real talk family. So we got something to talk about. 2.5 hours on into the shower. There's never time to stop, you know. We gotta flow, gotta go. Yes, it's the Real Talk Family Show. It's about 7 p.m. in New York City. Every day on the Real Talk Show. Don't you know? Don't you know? No. It's the green screen Real Talk Family Jam. The Family Jam. No. It's the Green Talk Family Jam, Family Jam.
Jam. I say shy, I say shy. She says a nice song. Good night to everybody. Says a medicine muskrat, kicking it down with Tom Murphy, getting with the round. You know I'm gonna say we got Joe Biden on the side. He's taking a nap, and you know he's not gonna wake up until his term is over. Chameleon takes over, and then you say what's going down? They're gonna change the world, you know. Yep, they got the beanie swirl. You're gonna dump him in the toilet, and they're gonna just flush him down. Like, oh, hopefully he goes down. And then drop him in there. He's a sleep sofa. Just break him into pieces. Stick him in there. Flush the toilet over and over and over. One day, you get through the entire sleep sofa. Just an idea. Look into it. Daniel in the house and Pamela Swan were getting down with Lady Blue and Letty Grazian. Giggles. Giggity, 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 giggity. Oh, giggity, giggity.
Very late, so we can't really do much of that. Okay, let's go back to the main screen.
It's Hammerlin J.
Hold on a minute there, Drumper. You can't do that. You can't do that. What's the matter for Joe? You can't do that. You going crazy on the streets over there? I'm in the Bronx. I could see the tower. This is the Freedom Tower over my shoulder. All I gotta do is this. There it is, right there. I just looked. I just gave it a look. Hold on a minute. I just took another look. You can't do that where you are? Hold on. Wait, so you're there? You can't go like that and just take a quick peek and see the tower? I just took a peek. It's still there. Hold on, I see the guy. Just see if he turns the light on. They're gonna keep the same lighting arrangement on all night? You're not going to change the lighting arrangement at all? One light off. Look, he's going home for the night. Look, I just got home from a long day. I'm going to turn the light on. All of them staying the same all night, Sunday. The bill must be out the friggin' charts over there in the city. We're in the Bronx over here. We shut off these lights when we finish up the show. Yeah, but over there, they got the lights. They keep them on during the entire Real Talk show. I know. How dare they, right, Sonny? I can't figure it out. I don't know what to do anymore, except maybe I'll call the super. I'm gonna call the super. And we're gonna find out what they're doing there. You gonna shut off the lights, super? Hold on now, man. I can't figure him out. Yeah, who am I speaking with? Oh, Angelo. Hi, Angelo. How are you? Look, this is Dick Facce. Yeah, that Dick Facce. Look, I appreciate you're a big fan, Angelo. Look, what are we doing, Angelo? I'm here. I'm looking at your friggin' tower. All I gotta do is this, Angelo. It's there. And all your lights are on. Like, you guys got a power issue over there? Like, you just, like, oh, let's just keep them on. What are you doing? What? Are you kidding me? You keep them on whenever the Real Talk Show is on? You keep them on the whole time? Who told you? Who told you that I was live on the air? Angelo, I want to know the name, okay? How dare you? Angelo, are you kidding me? Turn that one up. Look, 7 rows down from the top. There's a couple lights on, but then there's none next to it. What are we doing? You're going to put some on, but not all of them? What are you doing? Angelo, I'm looking at the whole side, the broad side of that building, right? You got lights the whole way. Then right at the top, there's like a gap of like, I don't know, let's call it 32 office buildings, right? There's darkness. What are you working on, construction? What do you got, like a new excavation / like renovation plan going on over there? What are we doing over here? I'm looking for all the lights. I want them all on. I can't use your background anymore if you don't do them all. Because I'm here. I got an espresso, Angelo. I got a biscotti. And I'm dipping that biscotti, Angelo. I'm dipping it. I'm dipping it into the espresso. And you're not going to put all the lights on so I can see when it comes out of the espresso and I take my first bite. I want to be able to see all the crannies. You won't let me look at the nooks and crannies? How dare you? I can't think you where, Angelo. I want to look at the nooks and crannies. You're not going to let me look at the nooks and crannies. Hold on now, man. Let me ask you a question, Angelo. I'm here in the Bronx, right? I'm looking at your dumb building right there. You want me to send over some LEDs? You want me to have Sonny come over with some LED lights? And we could put them in. I'll have Sonny come over. He's like 86 now. He could stand on a freaking, like one of those little 2-level stools. You got one of them stools over there? In the tower? Look. Angelo, you're the super. You can't tell me if you got a double stool? You don't got double stool there? What if I sent you over like a bunch of LED light bulbs, right? Could you make that happen? I'm just looking for access. Look, Angelo, do the right thing, okay? This is Dick Facce. You can't. That's right. You gotta push me up the line. Go ahead and do it. Angelo, look, I'm sorry. You gotta start paying respect. You're there. I'm looking at your freaking building. Look up at 37 degrees, okay? What floor are you on? 8? Yeah, look up at 39 degrees, okay? Look, ready? Hold on. Do you see that hand? That's Facce! Look! You see that hand? Look, I'm waving at you in reverse. Can you see me through 39 degrees? Are you looking? Hand. Over here. I'm waving to you right now. Do you see it? Yeah, I know. Look, Angelo, you tell anybody where I live. We're going to have some problems, okay? Hey, Angelo. I thought your last name. I thought that Angelo Mascanone, you're going to be a good guy. You're going to go out there and try to sell my location? Sonny, he's trying to sell the Facce out for $50 and a smack in the Facce. Angelo, hold on now, man. You turn on those friggin' lights for me. You lose my address. Don't look up here anymore. I'm putting up some drapes. You're not looking back in here. Tomorrow, draped. We're gonna have drapes all over this place. Yeah, that's right. What, Angelo? Angelo. Sonny, he hung up on me. He knows where I live. Call the police. No, don't defund them. Sonny, don't defund the police. We need them. They're going to come over here and try to take the Facce. I shouldn't have told him. I shouldn't have waved to him. He's looking at me, Sonny. What are we doing, Sonny? Sonny, do me a favor. Stockpile. Go get the biscotti. Put him in the room. We're going to lock it down. Yeah, no, do it like you got to put him in the room. Oh, yeah, you got to put him in that room and lock him in there. Sonny. You got to go and put that freaking arsenal of a door on the front. Go lock it. You do it. That's right now.
I'm about to sneeze.
Sonny, you can't open up the safe room and make room for the Facce? Because they're coming for me. I should not have told the guy. I shouldn't have told him my address. Let's just watch, see if he turns the lights on at least. Maybe he'll turn the lights on for us. Sonny, he's not turning on the lights. He's leaving that same coordination of lighting pattern. Look, it's missing. Maybe it's just Biden 2020 there. I can't tell. How dare he? He puts up a freaking political's banner instead of giving the light to the Facce. I'm sorry.
So, what do you guys think? This is a pretty good background, right? This is our background, I guess, for the Real Talk show, for at least today. I'm going to keep looking for others. But we're going to just have, every day is going to be a new backdrop. Wouldn't that be cool if every day I had a new backdrop? Although, this is a pretty good one, guys. Look over my shoulder here. There's a bridge. There's a couple bridges down there. Look, that's the bridge to Quinnipiac. Yeah, the land. This is true. I do love what I'm doing here. This is too much fun. Guys, we're here 2 hours, 54 minutes in. So I'm going to play you one more piece of music, and then we should call it a night. It's just 2 in the morning. Holy freaking cow. This was a solid show tonight, guys. Solid show. And awesome for you guys for heading over and subscribing to Jennifer. Bumped her up over 100 subs. That's awesome. I think we need to get her up. We need to blow her out of the water. And what we're going to do is continue to chat. I want to play this. I think this... How much time do we have? You know what? I'm going to play the Lori Wagner song.
Find the footage you need.
I'm going to share it with you because we only have 60 views. 60 views for this piece.
Above all.
Oof. This is a piece of something here. I'll tell you what. You tell me what you think right here when you watch that, all right? I'm going to play this for you. Check this out. Here we go.
Find the footage you need on ArtGrid, made for you, the creator who puts quality above all.
Hold on, because Lori's feeling a little weird hearing her name. Hold on, ready? Lori Wagner. Hold on. Ready? Lori Wagner. She came on the Real Talk show tonight. She found the Real Talk show tonight. I can't thank you enough for hanging out with us tonight. I hope you'll come back. I hope you'll come back and hang with us every single day. It's what we do. We play in the moment, we live in the moment. Yeah. Lori Wagner, she made her way to the Real Talk show tonight. I can't
right now for Lori Wagner hanging out with me tonight. I'm gonna write a song right now for Lori Wagner, for Lori Wagner. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. Lori Wagner, she came out hanging night. I'm thankful to have her here, 'cause we're hanging and we're playing songs, gonna feel alright in a dangerous world, but not here 'cause we're the light. You know nothing can stop the light. Thursday night, Lori Wagner came to real talk show to say alright. Getting down, gonna feel that good time coming round. The real talk's got the sound. Gonna play every day, just coming at me, yeah. Gonna get down and we'll gonna fight another happy time. No matter how bad it gets outside, we know we'll be the light. All the ways out of sight, yeah. She came to hang me, Lori Wagner. Lori Wagner.
Writing's
Thankful to have her, Lori Wagner, hanging out with the child, getting down with it. Lori Wagner. My fam, my friends, we did it. Another day, 755 in a row. The first day with a black screen, whatever the hell you call it, green screen. Green, right? What color is that? There we go. First day on the blade screen. It's a bleen screen. Guys, I'm about to drop this for you. I'd love for you to check that out. This is Winter Dream or something like that from the other day. Totally great stuff. Please hit the like on the way out. Remember, we do this again tomorrow, Monday. I'm going to be on early-ish. 7:30? I don't know. Subscribe. 7:30 apparently, because that's when the backdrop is at the right color, if you know what I mean. Anyway, Alien Believers, Pamela Swan, Dana Shivers, Giggles, Jacqueline Grace, I'll be emailing you, Tom Murphy, Letty, Lady Blue. Thank you guys so much. I haven't checked to see if anybody donated, but if you did, thank you so much. If you didn't, thank you for donating your time and spending time with me here and spending time listening to the conversation between Jennifer and I. Looking forward to doing that again next Sunday. And I will let you know tomorrow how the conversation goes with the contact Jennifer has. I'm very excited about that, guys. I did see someone mention here a while back, this, look, you can do 4 hours a day. Why aren't you on Sirius or why aren't you on the radio? Good question. We'll find out tomorrow. I'll let you know. But until then, we will be kicking it. Tomorrow I have a couple pieces of content to drop that I didn't get to drop for you today. So get ready for it.
And if you have any other cool backdrops you'd like to see, if you come up with another awesome backdrop that you'd like to see on the show, send it in and I will use it. This is going to be a really cool thing going forward, I think, guys. We're going to be able to definitely take advantage of this technology. And it's only going to get better when I figure it out. Until then, it's Mark Pires. And it's real talk. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going dancing in the Bronx. I'm in the Bronx.